come, we will rise like the sun and we'll never run. And we will fight, fight till we won. We will bite, we will smite all through the night. We'll never sleep, never rest. Put the faith to the test, the self-obsessed, self-confessed, self-professed, divinity, nobility. Your God is a fraud, so stop. We're done with the violence and the fury and the cruelty. I said we're done. We will win the war, we'll win the fight, the end's inside. All you see in us is barbarian, but all we want is to be equalitarian. We will rock, we will never stop, standing on the top of the hilltop, and we will mock viciously, capriciously. We're tired of assault and the bigotry. You seem so full of wit and chivalry, but when we knock at your door, you'll break. We're done. We have fire in our veins, and we will break these chains. We're done. We won't be ripped apart. You will be burned and battle scarred. We're tired of assault and bigotry. We'll stand and mock you viciously.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rapid Riders here on Fumble, folks. I am Sam. I am the DM. It's been a minute, and we
been a wee while.
It's been a wee while. We are so excited to be back. It's going to be good. We obviously left on sort of a tense moment, exploring this abandoned school, but I will let the Rapid Riders introduce themselves to you first. Further. So, without further ado, Bree.
Hi, I'm Bree, and I play Diana. She's a sun elf, bard of eloquence / divination wizard. Yep. Almost said blade singer, and I was like, that was a while ago. That was not what I am now. Divination wizard. Half and half now. Whatever level we are, half it. That's what I am for both.
You're not wrong.
12. 6
level
and
12.
6.
We are level 12. 6 and 6.
Yes.
Half a dozen of one and half a dozen.
Baker's dozen, as it were.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Okay.
Okay, Karen, I'm sorry. It's
That's right.
bodes well. Next.
Ben.
Shake off the rust.
Hi, I'm Ben. I play Zeke Boondiggles, the half gnome, half dwarf, half monk, half warlock. Currently, somewhere. Don't know where, because I might not be with the group because my token isn't there.
You gotta drag it out.
I think
Definitely with the group.
you might be under somebody else's token.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first time.
It's probably,
Zeke
an
is
okay.
NPC. It's probably an NPC. Wait a minute.
I mean, Garrick is here.
Garrick's under me.
Garrick, of course, he is. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. You can be on top, Garrick can be in the middle, I can be on the bottom. It's good.
I want to move my token away from this.
Introduce yourself.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Doran. I play Halibut Tyree, everyone's favorite human noble to hate sometimes. He is a blood hunter, level 8, and a fighter, level 4. Echo Knight fighter, level 4. He's a variant human. He's rich, has diamonds. All hail capitalism. People don't like me very much.
Shock, isn't it? I'm not sure why, but it's shocking.
But I'm here for some reason.
Sad.
Hi, I'm Seb. I play Taxes. Once the only human of the group, was once the only rogue of the group, but now is the rogue/way-described monk of the group. She's there, chilling. She's happier. She's back. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have Phil.
Hi, I'm a Phil. I'm playing Dunstan Dewey Fairfoot. Dewey is a part Dew Elf, part Halfling, and mostly Ranger, with a little pinch of Rogue as well, because Scout goes really well with it. And he's a Swarmkeeper as well, usually helped by a host of little burb friends who help make him useful.
Nice. I just realised I've been subscribed for 2 years. Sorry.
Oh wow.
Damn!
That's it. That's that 2 years.
That's
2
Anniversary.
years.
Holy shit.
What?
We have been doing this for 2
Fuck.
years.
Let me
Yeah,
And
just.
it just crapped up on
subscription
us.
for 2 years. Yeah.
Let me just change this
I don't know.
thing.
Has it been? Wait, that's my sub for 2 years. Has it been? Did I sub on the first one?
Probably.
Oh yeah, definitely. You have the first badge.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
one of the
it's
first
first
person to
badge.
sub.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
2 years.
2 years.
Boy.
Shit. Okay. No pressure. So
No pressure.
That means you can't kill us, Sam. Jesus.
I promise. So we
What a
find
great
our
time, though,
party. So we find our party in the ruins of the Winding Pass, a thought to be abandoned school of magic in the province of Colovia, what was then the kingdom of Colovia. The party have uncovered a lot of magical knowledge, as well as a lot more about what happened here and what is still happening here, including the students that have risen and undeaf and been warped into magic hunting ghoul-like figures called Hoodoo Drudge, and Tel Valrion, who you have learned was the instigator of the Nova Mentor, a ideological group that wanted to replace the kingdom or replace the monarchy with a magocracy with wizards in charge, just like it is in good old Scanner. You have been in communication, or at least one of you has been, with Tel Valrion, which has been described to you as the closest thing would be description is a lich, although that's not quite accurate. They have distracted the Hoodoo Drudge for the time being, and have gathered them into this miasma, or to the edge of the miasma. They don't want to go into it, allowing you to fully investigate the halls of learning, picking up spells and magical items on the way. You know you don't have long left. You have just been into the halls of abjuration, picked up a few spells for your wizard, as well as a strange amulet, but have been turned away by the protective magic of the space here. Like we said, this is the trap department, and you got trapped. Well, not trapped so much as turned away as a last resort. You know it is not much longer that Terrarion thinks he can keep the ghoul-like students away. But there are 2 more wings, 2 more departments of this tower that could be investigated. The Transmutation wing and the Necromancy wing. The Evocation wing, mostly destroyed. Enchantment and Illusion, entirely destroyed by a magical blast, which seems to be the current resting place of Telvarion. I think that is everything to catch us up to the meat of where we are right now. You have been turned away by this magic from the Abjuration Wing. You're sort of entering sort of interconnecting corridors. Where do you go to first? I will say for convenience sake, or just sort of for the ease of thought of mind, you're in Abjuration. Necromancy is right next to you. Transmutation is right next to Divination, which is on the way out to the library. So if you wanted to hit them up in order, it would be Necromancy, Transmutation. or if you just want to bolt to one or the other, entirely your choice. But I want to make sure you have all the information rather than, oh, why did we go there and then come back on ourselves?
I mean, it's good to establish priorities if time's of the essence.
Does it make sense to do necromancy?
It's literally the next
Maybe
one
quicker.
along.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll just do it in order.
Cool.
It's fine.
Then we'll move straight over onto our next map. Similar to every wing that you have entered so far, a long corridor, perhaps the odd skeleton, though most things that have died here have not remained very dead. Two halls, two openings on the right and left, just a few feet ahead, or I should say a few tens of feet ahead. But at the end of a corridor, a similar split to what you've seen in other places between right and left. You imagine the corridor is at the office of the resident necromancer is one of those ones at the end. You again see evidence that this has been disturbed regularly by Huda Drudge working their way through here that are currently absent. I hope, can you all see them? Yeah, I see you put yourself on the map. Cool. So you do
I will.
see yourselves.
It was not prepared. Sorry.
That's okay.
Dibs on the left room.
Okay. As you enter that left room, if you've been watching previously, not much new to see here. Straight away, it is a similar room to what you have encountered before. A big rectangular classroom, pews almost religiously arranged in front of a lectern. You cannot see any scroll cases or bookcases as you've seen in some of them. But you know it's not always the case. That means there's nothing in here. You found things in the lectern before, and that sort of thing. You were if you were expecting like skulls and cobwebs and skeletons hanging from the ceiling, you do not get that. It seems very professional
Totally
still.
no, that's such a stereotype.
Speaking of skulls and cobwebs hanging from the ceiling, are there any traps around for, like the web spell that happened last time? Or, a pressure plate that I could step on and then suddenly there's skeletons everywhere?
Make an investigation check.
Thanks.
It's a different department, actually.
It is a different department, but they are next door.
They are next door.
Oh, camera came off.
Oh.
I am the dungeon master now.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
You succeed in your
I'm
whatever
Seb.
check. Why'd you say that was like a bad thing, huh?
I didn't say it was like a bad thing. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? The guy I'm Seb.
That is flat 16.
Flat 16. No signs of any traps. You can see a scroll poking out from one of the pews midway along. It does look a bit nicer, like a scroll case for the kind of ones you've seen that are like prepared to actually cast a spell from them. From this angle, you can't tell what's in the lectern, but you know that some of them have like a little latch to open them, like underneath for storing notes. Certainly no traps that you can see, no pressure plates, no trip wires or runes that you're about to cross as you enter.
Cool, then I'm pillaging the room.
Cool. I will say I will keep the investigation check. Inside this room, the scroll that you found is a scroll of summon undead.
Makes sense.
A certain cleric would not like that.
In certain
In this-
situations.
That is the only sort of bit of magical knowledge you find in this room. But you do in the lectern see a few notes. It looks like reports, not reports so much as almost curriculum of necromancy and trying to decide what was more important to focus on. In this room, it seems like this was more about the channeling of the undead, and that how it is recognized that that is not the only thing that necromancy is about, but certainly this room, this lecture hall, is about undeath and the undead.
So this is the stereotype room.
This is the stereotype room with no Halloween decorations, but nevertheless is the stereotype.
Just gonna organize the notes and go. Put them in the bag as well.
Cool.
Or in my trousers, I guess. I don't have a bag.
Yeah, you don't have a bag. Well, you have some kind of bag, I'm sure.
I mean, I can fashion a bag out of some cloth, I guess.
Halleck's not around anymore.
Looking
aided.
Yes. Looking at the tokens and where they are going, I'm going to presume that Dewey, you're moving up to this other room on the other side.
Yes, please.
As Taxis and Diana advance towards the office. Again, similar rectangular learning room. No scrolls left behind here. Or at least no scroll cases, bookshelves, that kind of thing. Similar. The only difference that you would notice in here immediately, not on the map, but it would be important to note, on the lectern and sort of on the back of some of the pews, there look like long desiccated plant pots, or plant pots that have long desiccated plants in them, if that makes sense.
So sorcerer, isn't it?
Lots of dead sorcerers. Just
yeah, everyone else just left them as these plant pots.
God, I wish I'd done that. It would have been so good.
Food to drudge.
Undead
succulents.
You still have time, Sam. This is just a wizard ring.
Instead of photosynthesis, it's actually just absorbing magic. Just.
But you can make an investigation check for this room as well, doing.
Are there any plants in there?
The plants that would have been in those pots are long dead.
Yeah.
Unattended to.
Yes, but
what?
I can imagine wizards are a lot like me.
Starting strong. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. No traps. You work your way along. No spell scrolls that have like magic in them already, but you do find notes sort of amongst sort of the pews and within the lectern. You see that this is more about control over life and death. Like rather than the undead, this is about the boundary between life and death, and especially bringing life where there was death, if that makes sense. Resurrection, that kind of thing. However, the spells you find in this room, you sort of would need to do like full checks to see exactly what they are and how they work. But for the sake of brevity, Wither and Bloom is in here. The spell Wither and Bloom, second level necromancy spell, as well as the spell Blight. That is what you do during this time. Taxes and Diana, there are a left door and a right door. Halibut, what's Halibut doing? Just so you can make sure you left out.
Dagwin, keep an eye on the entrance. Make
Again. Stand guard as they have done for the last two.
And Halibut walks off with the other two.
Cool. Keeping pace with the sort of forward investigating party. The doors have been smashed in here, similar to the other ones where this place has been raided. You see on your left, there is a room. Polygon reveal is going to be my friend here. On your left is a room full of what look like wrought steel cages that are, for the most part, empty, although some still contain skeletons. In the center of the room is a series of desks, benches that have a variety of liquids in glass vials, pestle and mortar, alembics, that kind of thing, as well as scattered notes. On the right-hand side, you see the similar green-hued desk. There is also a large stone plinth, I would say a huge stone plinth behind there, on which sits a skull of giant proportions. probably a giant's skull.
Most likely.
Sorry, you played that so strange, but a skull of giant
Giant
proportions.
proportions. A
A
giant
giant
skull. Skull, comma, giant.
Giant skull. Giant skull.
Nailed it.
I would imagine Halibut would want to go and see the giant skull. I don't know. But I get a supermarket sweep the left-hand side.
Okay. Make me...
Wrong character. I will assist you on the supermarket sweep
Oh,
in the
cool,
sense
thank
of
you.
giving you advantage and whatever.
Okay, make an investigation or arcana check. Take advantage because you're being helped. Taxes, what are you looking for?
Good look at the giant skull.
Oh,
giant skull.
I called
Make
it
me
wrong. I got them the wrong way
an
around.
investigation check as well.
What do you want?
We
Oh,
agree
you.
with by should
There's a cat.
have been Hal.
Found a cat.
Should have been Hal.
He has one of these giant skulls in his temple. He has a whole giant man, yeah.
Oh, I got a natural one anyway, so it's a 13.
13. Big skull.
Yeah.
I got a 16.
This appears
in
to be from
Arcana.
some kind of ogre.
16 in arcana.
I think it's a gnome.
Lots of different things here. You see a lot of these are... You see a lot of smashed files. Feel like that could have been fun, that could have been useful. There are some things that survive here. One is a bottle of 16. There is a bottle of something that has been labeled saprophagum. On a 16, you deduce that this essentially eats away at dead or even undead flesh. Very useful for people stripping flesh from bone to make a skeleton. Also very useful if you're fighting something.
Uses.
Also very useful if you're fighting something undead and want to deal essentially acid damage to the undead creature as you eat away at its flesh. Potentially even like removable from yourself of like, I could set this up above a door and it would fall on something and I didn't hit it, so Piri can't get mad. That kind of thing, if that makes sense.
It's also could be very useful for medical reasons.
Very true as well. Eats away.
Removing from infected flesh.
The other thing you notice is the red alembic at the front has what is clearly a partially completed recipe of a health potion. On a 16, that is what you learn. You know that you could make an attempt to try and finish that recipe. Alchemist tools would help you with that, or proficiency with alchemist tools would help you with that. Otherwise, it would be straight intelligence check.
I have alchemist tools.
Oh.
Alchemist supplies.
Can you use it?
Yes.
Oh. Cool.
Wait, would you like me to try?
Later, I think we have to go.
Very well.
Supermarket sweeping, everything.
I have not watched that play.
Yeah. I did. It was good.
I believe only thing that is left that has not been investigated are the cages themselves and the desk. I will say at this point, you guys have investigated things enough that you are able to meet up and say what you have discussed before you. Like you guys are supermarket sweep, and you're like, okay, do we stick here or move on to another place? We still have the desk. We still have the cages.
Desk, is it? Desk, maybe?
So do you want me to have a quick look at the desk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go look at the desk.
Make an investigation check.
Do you find resurgence?
Wow, another one.
Because I wrote it for a reason.
It's
A 1?
definitely...
Yeah.
There's a drawer. It's locked.
I mean, I got a 13 in total because of
13, yeah.
Yeah.
You're so good at investigating that you're like, I can't see any secret doors or latches if they even exist, but I can see this main drawer and it's definitely locked. That's what you surmise.
You're like, are you sure? And then just look at. God damn it. You get advantage if I look too. Just roll a
I'm
different
gonna say
dice.
it's too late. It's too late.
Ah!
I mean, it's fine because I rolled a 2 anyway, so fuck that.
2 to pick it.
No, it's just
No.
Oh, with advantage, you roll a 1 and a 2. I see. Okay. Still,
Dewey
same
picked
thing,
the lock.
same
Dewey
story.
picked the lock.
Do you?
Yeah.
Garrick. I brought him along.
Yeah, Garrick's. Yeah, Garrick.
I brought him along.
Garrick rolls her eyes
I'm
and
glad the love of your life is being treated that well.
walks up to the lock. You hear a click. You watch as Garrick eyes widen, his hand snaps back as there is a small puff of some kind of smoke from where the lock was. His hand snaps back in, to be fair to Garrick, plenty of time as they step back, the smoke begins to dissipate, and then they pull the open drawer forward, the trap going off but not catching him.
Oh,
Too
good.
fast.
Thanks.
You're welcome. There are papers here, there are books, there are many things in this drawer. Whoever is looking at it, make an investigation check. If multiple people would like to, multiple people can roll. Assistance, all that jazz.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
I'll assist.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 is pretty good.
Yay! I'm gonna roll again. Natural 20. Is it resurgence? Just saying. What?
You find a spell scroll amongst all of this, a activatable spell scroll. I'm just going to check if I've got the spelling right for this thing. I did. This is the spell Innovation. You see some details alongside it about what it does, like a label attached to the spell scroll, about how it is a concentration spell, about being able to drain life from a target, learnable by a wizard. The other thing you see in here is a similar to your mother's notes, with Innovation being nearby. You see in a book a theoretical spell, which I'm not sure if the person has cast yet. It's not a spell scroll of it so much as you learn the spell, Vampiric Countenance.
Ooh.
There is a final thing on a natural 20. Actually, there's many things on a natural 20. What the fuck am I talking about? You see all of the details of this individual's desks and musings. You realize this is definitely Scipio Rex's desk, the person who wrote the book on these Hoodadrudge and many other things. You gain a few things about them. They were a human male. There's even a small portrait of them with a woman who looks like she was significantly older than him in the picture. The relationship's not clear. Even on a natural 20, but you've managed to find that, if that makes sense. You find a pile of notes on their musings about Novamenta specifically, and how they were heavily in favor and believed Telvarion almost beyond a respected peer and visionary, to the point of elevating them to a hero, if that makes sense. A little bit of hero worship for Telvarion there. You also see associated with, it seems to be associated in the same, leafed into the book, which is sort of a whole book about creating the spell Vampiric Countenance, or at least rediscovering it in some way. You think they maybe weren't the first person to do it so much as they learned it from somewhere and have had to retrace their steps, if that makes sense. And the more you read it, you realize on a natural 20 there are a lot of references to a man named Gideon. You also see, to give you not everything I can in Natural 20, but everything that makes sense. A reference to Gideon being very important for the defense of the storm. As in, not defending the storm so much as the defense of the powers making the storm. And a small passage underneath that says, remember, and then in big quotation marks, memento mori.
All right. Okay.
Garrick will say, what you got? Are we sticking around? Are we...
Oh yeah, we should go.
Sure.
Next.
Right.
While they were doing that, I was quickly looking at these cages, but I will not hold them up. If I see them leaving, then I'll go as well. But while they were checking out the
make an investigation check. This took time to leaf through these things.
Yeah, but I will give up halfway through if I see them leaving.
Oh no! If we see you doing things, then we're not.
Well, no, I don't want to waste time. That is a fucking natural one.
I was going to say make it a disadvantage if you're doing that. It's very much for quickly look. Most of them seem empty.
It was that disadvantage anyway, Sam. I don't have one eye.
You see some skeletons in one of the left. There's a big one that is at the very end, empty. You are looking at the plaque, and then it's we're going. It's okay, got to go. And then you do not read the plaque and move on.
Oh, got it.
Okay, are you moving on from the Halls of Necromancy?
Do you reckon there's a hidden bit under the desk?
You can make another investigation check. I will say the status quo has changed significantly enough that you can.
Yeah.
12.
Get the feeling you're missing something, but it's not the desk.
I have a look at the big, enlarged gnome skull.
I will say it makes sense here to make a perception check or an investigation check.
Well, that's good because it makes sense for me.
Oh, we're not leaving. I'm going to look at that plaque.
Yeah.
You go over.
Reading it.
You read the plaque. It says, as you roll your perception check.
One. That was a one.
As you go back and read the plaque, it's a natural one.
No. Oh, should I roll again?
No.
The original one was a natural one, isn't it?
I will say it's maintaining the roll of natural one. You see that the plaque does say experimentation upon alteration number 3, as in the little NO.3. Largely unsuccessful. May need to make further alterations.
That's what that.
I think
very well.
On a natural one, that's what you get. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Dewey.
I got 23 for the perception.
23 for perception. So rather than sort of looking at minutiae, fiddling around with things, you just sort of focus on what you can see and feel. Can't see anything. It's a very static big skull. You feel just an ever so slight draft. Well, it wouldn't even be a draft, just as much as chill air.
Around
its base.
I'll walk up to it and I'll just produce because every now and again it happens. I'll just produce a feather from from my hair and just kind of hold it up, sort of to where the nose hole is, that kind of thing, and see if it's like.
I'll say on that investigation check, you are confident it's not from the nose hole. It felt more around your legs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll crouch down and kind of put my hands around, sort of like where the base of the plinth is.
From the pee hole.
From a 23, you can't see a seam in the plinth, but ever so slight batting of air from the very edges of the feather. There's some air somehow escaping from.
I think it's there's something under here. Because it's not. Is it backed right up against the wall, or is it?
It is as it is. There is a big circular plinth, and you cannot see a seam, but you can feel air coming from almost like midway up that plinth.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the slight breeze, so I think there might be a tunnel in or behind or under or something.
Can I go and have a poke around as well?
Make an investigation check. Or perception, if you're depending on what you're trying to look for.
Oh shit. It's another natural 20.
You are.
I don't like this.
Feeling?
Does it help if I say Memento Mori?
It does. As you're like running a fingernail up, and you're like, yeah, I just about caught a lip. There is a division in this plinth, and you whisper Memento Mori as the plinth separates from the top, as the eyes begin to light blue, ghostly blue, as it lifts. The plinth splits, and the upper half of this plinth holds the skull floating about 5 foot in the air, as a spiral staircase is revealed underneath.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's extra.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go down, yeah?
Yeah.
The last office teleports you to a secret room.
Look at that.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah, this is way more like authentic and creepy. I like it.
Real Nick.
Yeah. And are we going
There
down?
is
Yeah.
cold air coming up.
All
from
right.
there. Okay.
Let's go.
If you
I go
descend,
first, fine.
you going first?
Yeah.
You descend the spiral staircase, for about 3 or 4 turns. You feel like you're maybe below ground level at this point, because you took maybe 2 or 3 staircases to get up here, and these feel steeper. Like the steps are high. You're rapidly descending. It's probably below the level of the earth outside at this point. It gets colder and colder. You begin to feel goosebumps rising on your arms. And then in front of you is a very ornate archway, very clearly built and decorated and refined. And there is a little wooden door set into it. It's as much as a house door. It's not like a grand arch, but then a door that seems to be barely filling it, almost like an afterthought in front of you. I will say off of your other roll, there's not a keyhole to lock it. So it looks like there's just, rather than like a doorknob, there's like a little latch that you have to push down and then push away.
Does it look trapped like the other thing?
Make an investigation check for this.
Does any of the rogues want to help?
I was going to say, we're going to go now.
I'm staying upstairs.
Oh, I didn't know I'd tell him. Fuck.
I've been slowly hopping down the stairs. Steps are too big for me.
They are difficult for you. They're manageable,
Okay.
but almost
I
difficult
maybe
to range.
think for now, I feel bad. I'm going to change some dice. I'm going to change the dice. Because that is another natural 20.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
3 in a
like-
row.
We're on either side
That's
of
3
the
in a row.
spectrum.
This door is not trapped.
Question.
Even more to the point, you see that it is not difficult to open. It's not lockable. The archway does not have any kind of clues as to what might be beyond. It is, for all wants and purposes, a very plain door for such a grand reveal. But certainly not locked, easily openable, and no kind of magical trap, no kind of trap at all.
Does it make a creepy
The door,
noise?
it does make a very creepy noise. A door, unoiled for 50 years, swings open. Beyond is what looks like a cave system. You can't really see more than 20 foot in front of you, even with your dark vision, because stalagmites and stalactites begin to block your view. It's not like a big chamber, so much as spiraling pathways, small crawl spaces. It's hard to see much further, like I said, than 20 foot before. Not even shadow, because there's nothing to cast shadow down here. There is just the obscurement of these stalagmites and tights hanging.
Does anybody have any idea where we actually are right now? Or which way is north?
Am I able to work that out at all?
You know that the necromancy wing is on the south by south. No, it's on the southeast point of the 8-pointed star that makes this tower. So you're not right next to the sea. You're a bit further inland, but you are, having gone straight down, you are still underneath the halls of learning.
But which way do we think this is going?
Going away from your position currently, I see what you mean. It looks like it is going further deeper underneath the tower.
Right, okay. This is interesting. Do we keep going? I know we had one more wing to look at. But it's creepy, so.
Yeah, what was the other win that we had to look at?
Illusion.
Transmutation.
Transmutation. I'd like to check out all the wings before we.
This is
It's
a
not
part
going.
of the wing.
I know, but it's not going anywhere.
But there might be dead students. Should we have a quick look and see how far it goes?
Do you step in?
Could go under all the halls.
Yes!
Well, we looked up, yeah.
Still
You-
hopping down the stairs slowly.
Take one step into this, for all, looks like a natural cavern. Another step. There's a click
Dead.
of water dripping from the stalactites from the
Oh.
top. Try and look around a corner. Make me a perception check.
I'll use another dice. Shall I use the other one? Okay. That's fine. 16.
16. You look just around the corner trying to see from your position anything, and a bat just flits past you. You have to duck past your head and sort of crouch down as it flits past you and goes into another corner of the cavern.
Thought you escaped, huh?
Continuing to look down. It doesn't look like it ends, but you have no way of telling how far it goes.
God.
Just to confirm, Halbert is alone except for Dagwin upstairs.
I think so.
Cool.
Look around and can we see just that he's not there and go, ugh, fine. Oh, I want
It's fine. Oh yeah, you don't have any magical equipment, do you?
As you
Actually,
turn to leave,
I'm pretty sure I do have message, but I think we're too far down now.
as you turn to leave, you hear a voice deep within say, "Hello."
Oh god, that's creepy as fuck. Nope.
Mm,
Is it a young child's voice by any chance? No, absolutely not. No, no, no.
No, it's sounds like a
No.
man's voice, grown man. Hello.
Okay. What?
Rock, paper, scissors for whether we do it.
I really want
You've
to
got to
find out.
definitely do it.
I know. I really want to.
Do it. There we go.
Hello.
Okay.
There's someone there.
Maybe.
Depends what's asking. Yes.
Just-
Please. Please. Help me.
Who are you?
My name's Gideon.
How old are you, Gideon?
How old am I? I mean,
Yes.
I've been trapped down here for so long. I must be nearly 30 by now.
Were you a child when you fell down there?
I was an explorer. I assume much like yourselves.
I think that's a lie. So is there a way of
Yeah.
me inside
Make,
that?
Can
make,
I
a,
insight-
make an
can I-
insight check. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I also make it?
Yeah.
Come on then. Natural 20 dice apparently.
What is
Oh,
the
it
fuck
rolled
with these
off of a
dice?
1. Amazing. No, it was a
I
19
got
though.
I never fucking won.
You had
You both
three
rolled
and I had
ones.
20s.
You
No,
both rolled natural ones.
No, it rolled off of a 1 onto a 19. So
I mean, I got an 11.
know.
Is he lying? If
21.
he's lying, I get an 18.
And a 21.
He seems. There's not like.
I tell you for why. I think.
He sounds scared. That doesn't sound like there's a dishonest temperance to his voice.
There's
On a
something
19
you said
and
to
21.
it, and it got me thinking why. Gideon was very important for being the one who made the storm.
I think he's like a battery for the storm or some shit.
What? Who is Scipio Rex to you?
They were the old necromancer, right? The necromancer that was here.
Yeah, why are you here?
Came looking for their work. I wanted to learn.
You did a bad
Can I-
job of it.
How long ago?
I've been trapped down here so long. I'm a wizard. I've kept myself alive through magical means. Please, can I come to you?
Using
Have you
what
been eating?
spells?
I believe in how I learned it is create food and water.
That's not a wizard spell.
Can
I
I
know
make an
that's not a
arcana?
wizard spell, right?
Can I make an arcana check?
Can I come?
Could
Do
I?
you want me to do it?
I-
as well?
Could I? Could I?
I think
no,
both of you do. Yeah.
Can I amend my statement? Can I call upon my very, very wise elf
15.
friend?
You can make a charisma check to try and beckon them. I believe we said the DC for that is 10.
15, and I believe that is not a wizard spell.
You, on
Clever
15, have not heard of a wizard being able to cast that spell.
Thank you very much for my my dice continuing. Natural 20.
Natural 20. You
I'm
know.
calling unfairness on this.
you're
This is crazy.
Are you also
in this
using these?
hall of necromancy, in this
Huh?
cavern beneath. the insane luck that you guys have had, I'm gonna.
See,
Yeah,
guys, you should buy
it's
them.
insanely lucky, but you both are certain wizards can't do that.
Yeah, can I call upon
Yeah,
not
they-
Veritas.
Nah.
Leodreth.
Leodreth, I've heard of those of faith being able to channel such things. And they just sort of trail off in the back of your mind of like, that's not right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna nudge the two of them and just go like,
Please,
That's a spell you can cast every day.
as long as I am able to rest, although it's difficult. Are you beyond that door? I've seen it.
How are you trapped down here?
My leg is stuck.
Fuck.
Please. Can I come with you?
We'll be back in a minute. The fantasy equivalent to BRB.
Is there danger up there? I can help you.
And I'm gonna back out.
Do you step beyond the door?
We're
as
inside
in
the
back
door.
beyond the
Right.
door. Are you in the cavern? Are you back in the staircase? Where are you relative to the door?
oh, I'm still in the staircase.
Yeah, I think Diana's the only one who.
Wait, I'm the only one who stepped in?
I believe you're the only one who stepped into.
Yeah, we were still coming. We were still coming down the stairs.
Well,
You went first.
I was by the door.
I assume I can't go back.
You don't go back?
I don't know.
You.
Can
You
I go through the door?
Yeah, you step through the door.
Can we still hear him?
After a few seconds silence. Are you still there? Please. I understand you must go on. I understand there's danger. But once I'm free, can I come with you?
You know what? I'm gonna go back in.
I'll go in with you this time.
Oh, okay. Zeke, stay there.
I'm not following.
Good. Thing is, Gideon. Yes.
Yes.
That's not a wizard spell. Wizards can't cast that spell. You're not a wizard.
Harry.
Hmm?
You're not a wizard, Harry.
Gideon. What do you say to that?
I'm not proud.
What did he say?
Mhm.
Sorry, what did he say?
I made a pact. I'm not proud.
I see.
Oh, that's...
You could definitely make an insight check on.
Yeah. What a fucking 2.
You need new dice, man.
I can't. The taxes dice.
Well, then there's nothing else to say, is there?
Right.
I mean, I got a 16.
I mean, if he's definitely lying, 18.
For both of you, there's just a hint of desperation and grasping for the next straw. You've seen, for want of a better word, or for want of a better anecdote, you've seen a lot of people grasping for the next drink in the streets of Benalicia, saying whatever it takes. This guy is giving the vibes of say whatever it takes.
Okay. A pact with what?
I don't know.
Or who?
The name's Arkul. powers they grant me I don't understand, but please, if you won't help me, that's fine. Tell me why. Why would you leave me here?
Jeez, he's good. He's good.
I
He's
just,
good. He's
I
good.
just,
You're not there.
I just want to put a reminder. I'm not going
Yeah.
to say anything as a person.
Mhm.
Just you still have a connection in your
Yeah,
head.
I was gonna do
Yes, you
that.
do.
Yeah, I was gonna do
Just
that.
as a reminder.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I'll do that then.
Mhm.
In my head.
Do you ask?
Tell Varian. Who's Gideon?
Scipio's pet.
Pet.
Whatever you do, I don't know where you are or where he kept him exactly. Just don't let him follow you. Give him no invitation.
What is he?
From what I understand, he's a rather formidable vampire. But
Hence the deception. Yeah.
Scipio has managed to keep him. The details were never clear. Something they always kept close to their chest. Again, Gideon says, "Why would you leave me here? Why would you leave me trapped?"
Taxes needs to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
As you turn to leave and step, like, you weren't far beyond the door, so it's quick to like get beyond the door. I'm gonna make an insight check. Please, please.
We'll be right back. Like I said.
Man, I can come with you. When I'm free, I can come with you.
We'll be right back. Like I said.
Make a deception check.
You've done 3 times tonight. It's just not lower than a 10. Don't do an 11. That's stupid.
11?
Natural one. Yay!
No.
What? However,
It's a natural one,
however,
but it's a 21.
because you're an eloquent bard, you are made. As you say it, and you just sort of like go wide-eyed, realizing that's not the best thing you could have said. Okay, do not forget me. I won't forget you. What's your name? You still there?
I look at Diana, like giving her the eye. Don't fucking dare give a name.
Are you still there?
Don't shut the door.
The door
Shut the door.
closes with a slight clunk behind you.
Bleh.
Oh, that makes so much sense. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Stairs, get the fuck up the stairs, get the fuck up the stairs.
He's a vampire. He's a vampire.
Right, get the fuck up the stairs, get the fuck up the stairs, get the fuck up the stairs.
Shut the fuck, he can fucking hear it. Get the fuck up the stairs.
You climb up and out of the stairs underneath this
Literally,
giant.
instead of doing the hop now, I'm the monk running up the stairs.
Yeah.
Bring
This
up the
giant.
wall.
Have you hurt yourself? Have you
It's
hurt
just
yourself?
whole
It's just
stairs.
very steep stairs, like very steep stairs.
Oh, the steps are really
to
easy.
rapidly descend.
Because I'm a gnome, I had to hop.
Oh, I
onto
thought you
each
were just
one.
gonna get on your butt and just.
No.
Okay.
No, I had to
I
go.
wouldn't have been so just.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Broken cock.
Where's the fire?
Look, used to a pounding from behind, but not quite like that.
Okay, so at this point, Halibut, you notice the giant floating skull and none of your party members.
Well, I knew they went down. I watched them descend.
You watch them descend, okay.
Yeah,
I
and then we
stayed
come
up here by
back up and
choice.
kind of a
As that,
running, and we're
and
gonna.
you notice them ascend. The giant floating skull remains open behind you.
Let's
Where's
go.
the fire?
How do we close it? How do we close it? How do we close it?
Memento Mori?
It slowly drops down to close until you can no longer see the seam in the marble yet again.
Nice.
Never talk of that
What?
again.
Wonderful. Where did you learn those words?
In a creepy desk in a creepy hallway. No, it was in the.
Can Halibut
on
make an
there.
intelligence check or
Okay,
something about those
you
words?
have it on you, yes?
Yeah.
Cool. I was just gonna say, we either burn it or we take it with us. We're not leaving it here.
Taking it. Taking it.
We take it.
Yeah.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't burn any books.
We are not the Empire.
I'm aware, but I kind of maybe wanted to burn that specific phrase out of it if we were leaving it here. But
What's
Garrick?
happening?
Garrick, can you please relock this door with everything that you possibly could ever barricade this door with?
Door, but
There's no door, but I will. I'm going to set an alarm. How's that?
No. And I am literally gonna go into the other rooms, and I'm just gonna start pulling desks in to start barricading it.
There is, you pull up the pews. It takes some time, but there is at least
because we don't have time. Leave it
Yeah.
there, and we don't have time. We're going to the next one. I want my spell.
Zeke, you're going to be about a minute behind everybody. So the initial investigations, as we go into the hall of transmutation, you'll be going to be a minute behind people.
Halibut's like, what?
If Halibut is being slow about it, it's like, there's a vampire down there.
Does anyone know what a vampire is? That's the question. Are we all just afraid because...
I have training in this.
I guess you do specifically as a blood hunter, you know kind of things. Your bestiary might give you advantage here as well.
Yeah, I can
Diana.
definitely have a look.
I rolled 18.
It's like a fancy Twilight or something in this universe. That taxes might have read.
Maybe in section 69, but not on your person.
I mean, it might be in one of the books that I've got at the moment.
Might be.
Is it a nature, arcana? What is it?
This is arcana. They
20
are
then.
beings of magic and undeath.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Vampire are a unique kind of undead that seem to keep a lot of their mental facilities and are not weakened from their previous state, are very much empowered. The exact process of becoming a vampire you don't know so much as one vampire has to grant their vampirism to another in all studies that you are aware of. And the vampire then gains a need, not so much a need for blood, so much as a requirement for blood that not just sustains them, but keeps them powerful, if that makes sense. Not if they were without it, they could probably survive, especially in Osasris at least, but would be severely weakened without a feed on blood. To the point that vampire has entered some like common parlance of like describing, oh, you're a parasite, you're a leech, you're a vampire, when people are taking things from you. What did Diana get for Arcana check as well?
14.
14. I think that's the extent of what you know as well. A soft 20 will also get you the information that they are relatively rare. They're not something that you just stumble upon unless you are in a very wrong place. They prefer to be secretive and certainly can disguise themselves as a living member of their own race, whether it is human, elf, whatever they were in life, they become in undeath. They keep those traits, although they have fangs that aren't always obviously on display. I would say on a 20 as well. You're aware that some vampires, it's more accurate to say that some progeny of vampires exist in a sort of half state where they are not entire or not, especially children of vampires tend to be referred to as dampier, which are a sort of almost like a half vampire. They are still living but have many aspects of their undeath.
Do I also know of vampire spawns as well?
You would know that they are able to create spawn that serve them infallibly until they have passed. A 20 does not... You know there is another way that vampire spawn can become independent beyond the vampire being killed. You do not know what that is, but you're aware that there is another way. So you read it in the book that it had happened, but none of the scholars knew how it had happened. Only that it was very bad, because suddenly there was a fully empowered vampire. The other things you'd be aware of is that vampires tend to have weaknesses, such as stakes through their heart within their coffin. They need a coffin to rest properly. They be near reliance on blood, like I said, but not to the point where they would die without it. Weirdly, running water, also a thing, as well as the inability to cross the boundary into owned property, or even perceived owned property, without invitation.
You didn't let it come in, did you, or anything like that? What do you know? What kind of vampire it is? Is it a full vampire, vampire spawn, Dampier, anything like that?
There's multiple kinds.
No.
Yes. All elevating.
Alvarium just said it was a formidable vampire.
A formidable vampire.
There's definitely a vampire. Dagwin, come help us lift things.
Dagwin stays behind.
It's okay. I think it was very upset that we didn't let it out.
I will clarify. It didn't seem upset that you didn't let it out so much as it was upset that it fully believed your lie. And as far as you can tell, that you were going to come back for it.
I'm not doing this for it. I'm doing this so nobody else who ever follows in our footsteps ever walks in there.
I know, but there's no one's gonna do that.
And to be honest, if the more you barricade it, the more likely someone's gonna try and take it down.
And I got the key, and I'm exceptionally smart, so there's no one else is gonna do that. So
if I see a barricade, I will take down the barricade and carry on.
I would be like, there is some good shit in here.
Yeah.
You two. This is why we get into trouble.
Absolutely not. A lie. Walking and talking to the next.
Okay, you're on your way.
Walking and talking.
The Transmutation wing is adjacent to the Divination wing. They are both bordering essentially the closest exit to the library. So by the time you reach there, you're retracing familiar corridors. In your head, you hear from Telvarion, some of them are beginning to return. They are not hell-bent on reaching you. They clearly do not know you're there. But be careful. I hope you'll return to safety now.
Oh, man, he's so nice. Yes, okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
And then, man, he's so nice.
Did you enter the hall?
The vampire?
What?
No. Transmutation.
No, not him.
You see...
I did say that out loud. Be quiet under my breath.
Nice. You see, once again, 4... Actually, that's a lie. You see 6 imploded doors, or exploded doors. One on the immediate left, one a little further up on the right that is smaller. The door there looks like... Actually, no, that door is still intact. I do apologize. No, that's a hole in the world that I did not help.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I was like, oh.
That is a puddle of black water.
Nice.
This door here, and I'm just going to pencil in with some blue. This door is still intact. It is a heavy banded iron and wood door. It looks like a heavy wood as well, like a kind of mahogany. But the one on the left is still broken in.
Fancy.
The door, and then imploded doors on the left, right, and the upper left and upper right as well.
Okay. Also, hello Raiders. Welcome.
Hello Raiders.
We are in our final wing of a wizard's tower, essentially, a university tower. And we are in the Transmutation wing. Yeah.
One of my favorite schools.
One of my favorite of all this. the other 7 as well. Anyway, okay.
We go to
Okay,
the-
supermarket
the door.
sweepiness.
Okay. Move your tokens to where you're investigating. You obviously have the further rooms, but tend to hold the juicier things. And
But one's got a door, Sam. It's got
one
a
does
door.
have a door.
One has a door, so...
Dagwin, you know the drill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor
Dagwin.
Dagwin.
Wait,
More
Dagwin,
aside.
do you want to come?
No.
Okay, well, just checking.
I am warning you though, if one of these things, hey Piri, and you see Piri appears, they say, don't watch for transmutation halls for the next hour. Okay, they disappear. Just in case I need to battle one of them out of the way.
Smart Dagwin.
They're getting the gist of how things work here. Okay. The first to reach a door they can investigate then, it looks like, is Dewey. So Dewey, make an investigation as you once again come into a general rectangular classroom. Hey, the JRC.
Good stuff.
JRC? GRC, fuck. GRC.
Off the back of that, previous nat 20 that I got, that is a 4.
4.
Ooh.
Man, it's been ransacked in here.
Oh my god, no, I need spells, Phil. Come on. Do not do that.
There are like bits of parchment where they look like torn up. You're struggling to find one that's like fully intact. You're just like searching here for that time, trying to find anything that's intact. But unfortunately aren't able to in this check. Where are you? I assume you three are all waiting outside this big heavy door.
Mahogany.
Mahogany
I
and
mean,
the iron
is it
banded door.
better if I just help Dewey? Because I really want some spells. Yeah, it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
We tried.
You don't know that Dewey's not got this, if that makes sense. In this one instance, Dewey don't got. Okay, 3 of you on this door. You see there is a keyhole. It looks like there are splinters from where they clearly tried to batter it down, failed, and moved on. So they did not, when they came to raid this place and massacre, they did not get in here.
Mahogany wins again.
Do you want me to try and pick the lock?
I'm going to assume that's not going to work. But yes, do it.
Make a thieves tools check.
Just as a note, Diana has not given us a signal that the undead are starting to come back at all,
No,
right?
correct.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit! No, okay. Oh yeah. We
Diana's saying press up.
It was because I got distracted. Literally got distracted by apparently your normal voice, Sam. And then I said under my breath, "Oh, so nice." And then
That was it. That's all we got.
did no one hear it? No.
I got
Really?
he's so nice. I was like, the vampire?
And I'm like, no. Oh shit!
We're used to you thirsting. We just deal with it now.
Anyway, I got an 18.
18.
See, exactly.
You try and pick this lock. You feel the tumblers, and you going in succession. You pull back. That tumbler has gone back too quickly. The spring is not normal, especially for 50 years old. You are trying to pick it. You feel the pressure begin to build on your lockpick and pull it out just before it snaps. You have not picked this door. 18 is a fail.
It is a hefty door.
It's a sturdy lock.
Halbert's just admiring Mahogany.
It's good.
God damn, it's good.
Does I will let it. I'll leave it up to Sab, but does Garrick want to have a go?
Garrick begins looking at it and begins pulling out their tools, but we're in the space of this supermarket sweep.
Garrick could do that.
It should so be the episode title, but they begin to try and pick it. In the meantime, Zeke has sprinted down the end. Are you aiming more for top left or top right?
Top left.
Top left.
Top right.
From the position of the top left, you see... we don't need polygon reveal for this. This chamber looks unimpressive on the map. the reality that our players, including Zeke, see is that every inch of the wall and ceiling are covered in not a mirrored surface so much as multiple tessellated mosaic-like mirrors. All of them angled just right, that you are certain standing in the middle, you could see yourself from every single one.
Oh my god, amazing.
The inside of a disco ball, kind of.
Just gonna look at Diana. Let's go, Diana.
As Diana is sort of, I'm assuming sprinting ahead is assuming, not knowing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say if you're up here in this sort of like split second, you don't know Taxis has failed and Garrick is taking over. Are you just assuming that? You
I was going to have a look in there and then Zika's calling me back.
Yeah. You see a similar hexagonal room in which there is heat, contrasting the cold you felt from the cave downstairs. There is a still burning forge, which has runes inscribed all around it. There is a trough that looks like water in it, but cannot be, because the light coming off of it is not reflecting correctly. There is an anvil, every inch of which is covered in runes. A table that has multiple different tools upon it, and some smashed barrels that you do not know what was in there, but clearly have not been left behind. Both of you, together at this point, see together the office of the transmuter that is beyond a small, relatively modest office with two doors that have both been smashed in for completeness sake by the raiders.
Yeah.
The bookshelves completely emptied, but the desk remaining as the others were.
So, yeah, I think how this plays out is that we're going to run up, I'm going to look in there and just see the forge and stuff, and I'm like, oh. And then Zeke calls me over, and I'm like, whoa!
Yeah. And as I turn to look at Diana with the forge, I'm like, oh. And just walk past each
other. You both walk past each other in perfect unison.
And then I look into the desk and just go, oh, I'll go to the desk. Desk. Desk, and then a room of mirrors that I can stare at myself at. Okay. A whole room where I can see myself.
Okay. I'm going to ask for because this is all happening at once, the lockpicking and this all going on. Zeke is going to make me an investigation or arcana check in here, and we're going to do so with advantage because of reasons I will specify. And Diana is going to make an investigation check of this desk here.
Oh, come on. Okay, cool. That's really bad. 11. Investigation?
Investigation.
Oh, that's terrible. 9.
9.
No
There's a draw.
Transmutation spells for Diana.
There's a draw. It looks locked. There's nothing left on the table.
Fuck. Shit.
You have these tools, but that's what you learn in this moment. Zeke.
19.
You walk into this room, and you not suddenly, as though it was always the case, the two Orcish brothers are walking beside you, flanking you, and they are looking around. Even as you step forward to have a look at the table, you see one's inspecting the anvil and the other testing the heat of a forge with their hand and nodding in a very firm way.
A good forge?
I've never seen anything like it. This is it. What we felt before, this is it. We must know. Zeke, we must know more.
Right.
Where is the smoke? This is a closed room. The forge burns, but there's no smoke. Brother, calm yourself. Clearly, magic. Come on. Yes, but look at this anvil. Clearly been struck upon, yet no dent. How? There's a hammer. There are hammers on the desk, brother. and they are. For the first time, you almost feel like leaving you behind as you almost begin to exit the room and ask more questions. You've not felt the ghost like leave you behind or like try and get away from you since the first one played hide and seek with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen Diana go into the office.
Oh, you've seen Diana go in there. You see that they are like pulling at a drawer that is clearly locked again.
I'm trying to open it. I'm not an idiot. I told you I'm smart.
And they sort of like begin like pulling out thieves' tools.
Not as good as.
You had a bad roll of like maybe this one. No.
I can.
Do you want a hand?
Yeah, you can get under the desk. It's fine.
Sure.
I thought you were excited about the forge.
I am. The ghosts are even more excited. They're rambling about the quality of the anvil. They want me to find information about this thing. So,
Zeke, you see, I believe Hantarel, the elven woman. It's like, okay, free she's now standing beside Diana. Diana, you cannot see her. So, okay, 3 tumblers, simple mechanism, easy enough. Tell her to reach for the second tumbler first. It's a common mistake, but trust me, it's going to help as you are able to give assistance to this lock picking check as Hantarel is helping you pick this lock. I
will react to that and I'll be like, I don't know what these things mean either.
Are they like?
This is. I'm just going to look around and go. They've only ever all appeared. This many appeared once before.
Okay. Sure. Is it sleight of hand or?
This is a thieves' tools check. If you're proficient with thieves' tools, you have proficiency and dexterity.
That's sleight of hand, right? Proficiency.
It's not sleight of hand. It's proficiency in thieves' tools.
Yeah, but
which I think criminal background gives you, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but my sleight of hand is dex and proficiency.
Dex plus proficiency. It will work out the same then. Yes, you roll that as though you're rolling.
Okay.
Thieves' tools check.
22.
Hantarel. I love that I remembered her name. Sorry. It's been so long. 22.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, second lock first, and it, like a knife through butter, you open this lock and pull it forward. I'm going to say about this time, Dewey, you realize there's nothing in here. Garrick begins picking. Taxes, do you stay and help, or do you go to where you can hear noise?
Stay and help.
Okay, I'm going to roll his lockpicking check at this door with advantage. This is bonus.
Did Zeke mention something about ghosts?
Good! This might be the first time Halibut has heard of ghosts.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Whispering to Diana, to Taxes.
You watch as Garrick says...
I'm not saying it loud enough that you can hear it from down there.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
quite... The thing is to take it nice and slow, not try and force it. Just not try and force a fucking thing. As Garrick fails as well to pick this.
No, I know how to open it. I just don't have that spell.
You down the line as Taxes and Garrick down there, Dagwin guarding everybody else amongst this desk as make an investigation check for the contents of the desk in the Hall of Transmutation. The desk of up to Zeke. Sorry. The desk of
16.
Kai, the transmuter of the towers. 16.
If I'm helping, then I will give advantage. If you want me to roll independently, then it's an 18.
Look under the desk for any hidden stuff.
Under the desk, 18.
Fair enough. Okay. Inside the drawer, then, specifically, you find various musings. Again, on Minerva Mentor, Kai seemed ardently supportive. Not quite the hero worship that Scipio seemed to have, but very faithful to the idea that this was the way forward. They were tired
Alright.
of the idea of the prejudice against magic users. You also learn from here, based on my musings as well, Kai was half human, half puka. And they were... you notice it a little bit. Your only frame of reference, you've met two puka before, at least a lot of time, being Badger and the leader of Cutter Group number 7, the other rebel leader down in Saricos. Are the only two puka you've met. You notice the tendency of very rapidly switching back and forth. Is there a smoke screen in Doran's background? I don't know what I'm seeing.
No.
It was just went very fuzzy. Sorry. Sorry, mine went completely off it. You learn that. You are also able to easily find a few spells. You see... I'm going to come to that one last. You see, bound in a tome, not as a activatable spell scroll, but as something you can write down. You see two things. You see musings on time and space, written by Kai themselves, and within the contents of that book, you find reverse gravity, and you find time stop. Not something you can learn yet, but you read about how this very changeable person had done research on how to alter the flow of time itself.
Oh, a boy.
Holy God.
Ah! Yes.
On an 18, Zeke, you find a compartment within. As you pull it out, it grows bigger. And the contents inside grows bigger. Fuck's sake.
Just in time for our new raiders. Hello.
You know what? I didn't see that coming. We got more raiders.
You told me that I was underneath, like usual.
You went underneath.
I made a good roll, and I pulled from a secret compartment, and it got bigger as I did so.
Welcome to Rapid Riders, everybody.
Welcome, Raiders.
Join us from the raid.
Apologies.
Title of my sex tape.
Oh, I want to say we're not always like this, but
I am.
Usually it's my fault.
it is usually your fault, which is quite ironic, really.
You find a
Yes.
binder in here. The only thing clearly in here, within the space that is created. It is referred to as... I mean, they wouldn't have written it down as anything else apart from programmed illusion resembling intelligence. Period. Opening the binder, you see various discussions that have been had, almost like they were a... what's the name for a note taker in like a meeting? Beyond like a note taker. Scribe. Secretary, it's kind of scribe kind of thing in a note taking.
Minutes.
You see the inception of an idea to create a illusion that could resemble the intelligence enough to help students and people day-to-day kind of thing. You see that the program was the project, I should say, was spearheaded by Rhiannon Rox, a half-gnome, half-elf, who was the illusionist of the tower, who had the initial inception of the idea and that everybody sort of jumped on until it was a very much collaborative project that almost nobody was not a part of. You see that specifically, Kai was in charge of creating a stable spell component to continue the spell. And that they succeeded into a sort of spell core. They worked a lot with the lead artificer, Golo Tasaxa, in order to create a stable spell matrix within a crystal that itself was crystallized, like formed of crystal, if that makes sense, rather than a crystal they found and then etched upon. They formed the crystal, they grew the crystal, if that makes sense. There are various additions from Thalia Airsis about it being able to intuit where things are by divination magic, and being aware of where students are on campus and when they are being requested upon. There is a brief addition by Telvarion Dweller, giving it the ability to defend the school, and how it might be able to do that. Everybody seems to have coordinated on this, and it seems to be final. And then you begin piecing through more. There are plans to expand upon Piri. You see references to the Nexus, although it's not described what exactly the Nexus is, and how Piri might be able to integrate into the Nexus. You see things specifically talking with Alice Maddox, who was the conjurer of the towers, about whether such a thing was possible, and the agreement was, I have no idea, let's find out. And how they would have to alter the core in order to make it possible and give it a binding specific to a pitch, almost like a tuning fork. They then consult with the virtuosa Sebastiana, the leader of the bards, sort of learning here about how best to set the pitch for what they were trying to achieve. And then consultation with the College of Sontaif, the dwarves that were here and worked on Piri, were collaboration for creating Piri. And it goes into details then about the creation of a harmonic forge. A forge able to instill a specific pitch within metals that they would keep them.
Well, hell, don't you just wish you knew this?
And finally, you see sort of a last note addendum here.
So funny.
I suppose
this is fucking bullshit. This is fucking bullshit.
They were trying to do something that no one's done before.
Watch Monday stream to find out why I'm angry.
Yes. do watch.
Chasing Shadows.
For context, in my campaign on Mondays, they found out that they needed a tuning fork made of a specific metal, made to a specific tune, made at a specific plane of existence in order to actually get that tuning fork to work, so they can cast plane shift.
You do not know,
no.
The word plane shift is never said in this stuff, but yes.
But they have pretty much have decided that this is absolutely completely impossible, and they're gonna just so stupid. And now Sam has handed it them on a plate, which is
not true. It's just people are dying.
That's so funny though. But yeah, that's why Doran is angry, because it's right here. But you
see a final note this scribe has kept in meetings from somebody who's not been mentioned before in this project, from a Helidic Felter, which was the archdruid of the towers. And they are referencing old history when they refer to the Harmonic Forge, having looked on it and evaluated themselves, and speak about how legends would say that the elves in ancient times would sing enchantments into weapons and armor and items and create artifacts worthy of the gods. And that a harmonic forge, as they describe it, whilst it alludes to that, could potentially be worth investigating further with its connection of how it might be able to, if not replicate, imitate what those ancient elves were capable of. And there is a very small note, which is not ascribed to a single person, saying that if what they are trying to achieve with Piri succeeds, such power would be inconsequential. And that is where this scribing of what Project Piri ends.
Okay.
Zeke, behind you.
I'm
12.
still lying on my back, so
12 ghosts lying alongside you, all reading what you are reading. The two brothers are still in the other room, loudly making noise, although no one else can hear it.
Would you have read it out loud, or do I have to read it over your shoulder?
I would have read it out loud, yeah.
Cool.
Zeke isn't one of those kind of people who reads to himself.
The half-elf,
Wow.
the one that has alluded to knowing about the Nova Mentor. This was it. This was it. And they sort of stand up, their body like splitting, like fully like phasing through the desk as they like hands on their head, like this was it. That was what. Oh, how did I not see it? Why was I not told? Oh, of course. Well, not that I mean, now it's in front of me. It's obvious. I shouldn't blame myself. Oh, but it's beautiful. And you see the elderly elf, Leondef, so like, this is madness, my dear boy. God, what do you... And they begin like a heated argument. Like you cannot catch a word in edgeways of like them shouting at each other.
So all Diana could see is
You look crazy.
they're screaming at each other.
Well,
All
they're
of them.
excited, right? This is exciting.
Yes,
This is exciting.
they're all here.
Does
I'm
that
just
not
gonna look at
usually
you and say,
happen?
no,
Oh.
they're all here.
At this point, Garrick, I think,
exciting.
notices and ushers taxes towards whatever's happening over here.
Yeah.
Can I?
And Dewey, yeah.
And then
No,
he's gonna,
I do. Dewey's like, can I have a go at this?
By all means. But the mahogany door is defeated most.
I don't have a thieves tool set though.
Oh, you can
Do
have
you have-
mine. You can borrow mine.
Toss down the hallway as hard as you can. Yeah. Are you proficient with these tools?
Yes, I am.
There we are. Make a check.
Okay, but if everyone goes up there, that's kind of good because.
I mean, Halbert looks just staring.
Oh yeah, no.
Aw. This is the kind of thing you can do over and over again, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know if I can give any advantage or anything like this. I have no proficiency. I'm like, pick that one. It looks cool.
There are bardic inspirations to go out as well later if we...
24.
Yeah.
You feel... you sort of had an ear out for what they were saying, and it's like, I think you do have to force it. Make a wisdom saving throw, Dewey.
Hey, there we go.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I got a thing in wisdom now, haven't I? Soft 20.
We'll come back to you.
Oh boy.
There is more to you than meets the eye, Master Fairfoot.
I'm going to hand the book to Diana for a second. So, could you take this for a second?
Yeah. If I take it to all the sort of ghosts, like, just to...
Zeke, you watch as some of them crowd around, like, rereading anything they can. Like, you've read everything in order, but they are rereading any passage they can. They can't turn the page. Actually, I'm going to make a roll.
I'll put it on the desk.
As you put it on the desk, Diana, you watch as one of the page turns by itself.
Oh!
As Zeke, you watch as specifically this would be... Yeah, this would be Hantarel. Because the others are arguing as Hantarel turns back to the page, which references the old elven ways of singing enchantments into items.
Didn't you say you had an old elf?
Yeah, she was the one that was dancing alongside you when you learned how to blade sing.
Yeah, we bonded. We did.
Yeah.
We bonded.
Everyone, just try to literally like doing the kid thing of basically touching adults, like trying to get their attention. Like, guys,
this is not. Make a persuasion or intimidation check as your ghosts are fully engrossed in themselves as to what this means.
Turn to Diana, we're like, what?
It's the ghost thing.
Right.
They're all here.
Oh.
Like a million of them.
Yeah, so it's gonna go for a second, and then it's gonna be persuasion because it's my best stat out of everything, and then it's just gonna be. Would you all shut up for a second? With a 90.
90. Vale, eyes snap towards you. You can see like the orc brothers like round the corner, heads poke around. As they're all paying attention to you.
Hi. Very exciting. Yes, I know. Can any of you please explain why each of you are excited? Because that was a lot of information, and I'm not very smart.
It's true, he's not very smart. I'm talking to anyone. Anyone
you
who
see
wants
that
to look
the two elves begin to look to each other in like a respectful way of like, okay, which one of us should go first? And as they are debating that, the orcs like clamber into the room and go, okay, so as far as we can tell, that forge is not just designed for crafting metal. It is designed for crafting metal with a specific purpose of working magic into what you're working. And not just metal. Not just metal. The way that things are arranged in there is a way for other materials to be worked. And why is everybody looking at us like they know what we're saying? and you watch as... I'm not sure if you know his name as the very fire and revenge-hungry half-elf walks forward and says...
Veritas.
Veritas steps forward and says, it is a harmonic forge, as we have had it described here, mimicking or at least replicating or at least mimicking what elves were able to do in the ancient past, creating most powerful artifacts, lessons that were handed down to elves by the gods themselves. And so, if that is true, such power has not been seen in an age. Forget your empire, forget the kingdom of Colovia. In an age, we have not seen. So
you're saying that that thing can make divine artifacts? I'm saying that loud enough that everyone in the corridor can hear now. So, like,
not divine. Kind of, no.
Larendef steps forward, the elderly elf, and says, in theory, if it is able to replicate what the ancient elves were able to do, then it would be able to, rather than create artifacts willy-nilly, at least establish a link between an item and the divine. But also the arcane. I have lived long years. I lived young years. But in that time, I did not research this greatly, and it would appear those here did, or at least fell into the lap of it. We might get more information by consulting the notes of this druid. There's much wisdom in the old ways. Hantarel steps forward and says, there is definitely wisdom in the old ways, but the opportunity presented here for all of us. We know what this is. And they see your hand raised and they stop.
No, so for everyone at this point, I'm doing the basics of repeating everything that everyone is saying, the ghosts are saying out, so everyone can hear me.
Okay. Seeing that Hantarel continues, and the basis of what this could be, we understand. We could make something with this.
Yeah.
And the ghosts all go quiet at that.
Well, while all that's happening, so say, can I just pull out some chocolate and just offer it to them as just watching this all go back and forth?
Sure.
The ghosts are continuing to stay silent. apart from a small dwarvish boy who just ignores everything that's going on and is just standing like wide-eyed underneath Taxes and Diana, just...
Do we know that someone likes chocolate, right? Do we know that?
I don't know if you do.
I
No,
don't know.
we don't.
Only I do. So I'm just like, watch Bryn, just walk past me and Bryn.
It's chocolate.
Taxes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
My young friend here would like me to have some chocolate, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Snap a piece off and so this is for you. And we'll take as much time with it as I can.
It's a little dark, it's a little dusty, more like cooking chocolate, but you savor it. It still has that sweetness, that just the deep flavor, and you watch as Bryn just fully closes his eyes and just... Yes! I missed it.
For as close as it can seem to everyone else, I'm just going to give him a hug.
You give him a hug as you feel the gentle hum of their ring become similar to Zeri, that sort of childlike, just innocent, nothing else in the world matters laughter. It's the first time you notice that Bryn and Zeri have their rings on each other. You watch in this moment, I think this is the first time we've seen the ghosts as this happens. All of them together feel like this shudder of something. It's not like pain or not even like shock so much as a like walking into a warm ray of sunshine. Just something has changed and gotten better.
Having seen that, I'm just gonna. This is what you want, isn't it? I'm just gonna look directly at the Orc brothers.
As you
this
hold
is your work.
As you hold the two of their rings, hearing the harmonic hum rather than the sound of their joy in life. They nod. We can make something. Zeke, Bundigos, Ezekiel, we can make something. Something that will last. Something that will matter.
Oh, yeah.
Are you... I'm just going to turn and look at Diana and Taxes, and literally everyone else. I think I'm going to need some time with that forge.
I would also like some time with the forge. But yes.
I think we may need her help.
You are You are the most talented magic caster I know. I would imagine that I'm going to need your help.
Is it more that I'm a magic caster or more that I'm an elf who can sing?
We have no idea. Just, if you're looking for us, we have no idea. Just
gonna swat at the two of them. Like not repeating that back at them, just like.
They have no idea, do they?
Because they don't.
Okay.
For me, it's because you're my friend.
Oh.
And you keep me out of too much trouble. And as much as I trust the rest of these, 14 of these are see-through. One is a very, very talented thief. With no magic.
Yeah.
The other is a better monk than I could be, but with still no magic. The little one down there who's fighting a door. His magic seems to be innate,
Oh,
and
I thought you had a
I'm
whisper.
just gonna turn and look at Halibut and just go. I know you have magic, but I don't understand how the hell that works. You cut yourself a lot.
Huh? What? Sorry, I was not paying attention.
She's gonna look at him and be like, "Dude, I was having a moment.
My apologies.
I was actually trying to bond with you for a second.
Continue.
Your magic's weird.
It is.
That was very touching.
Yeah. I trust you more than anyone else here
Thank
to
you.
help me with this.
Thank you so much. Because you trust me, I forgot to say that we are in a very big rush. I'm so sorry. We will come back. Promise. And I will look directly at the two brothers that I'm not looking at all. Promise.
We seek, we need time. We need to work on this now.
No.
But we need something. We need materials. Here, maybe. I don't know. And as you are debating this, I would like to put a pin in that. As doing. You walk through. You see initially not very much. The door opens in front of you, and you see almost like little vestibules. The only thing you have a clear sight of is the room at the end, which seems to be full of crates and barrels. Halibut, you specifically were part of that conversation, so you are up there.
No, I was down here.
No, you took part in that conversation, my friend.
That's why I was not paying attention, because I was looking at the door. No, I was down
I
here.
will happily put you halfway, and we will call that.
Oh, man.
As Dewey begins to walk in. Dewey, you begin walking in, and you start walking towards the most important thing. You walk past, you see some lights on your left. You don't really need to pay too much attention to them as you come into the middle room and look to your left. And you see what looks like a, for want of a better word, like a big glass dome held on a tripod. With
Are you gonna look in
you can't really see too much. It's clear. There's nothing like you can see through the glass dome to the wall behind, and you sort of walk up to it. This is the most important thing in here. Make an investigation check.
I don't know whether it's good or not. 17.
17. You're sort of looking as to what this thing is. You don't know why it's important. It is a big glass dome. At the bottom, it's a sort of flat level. The bottom of that flat level is a perfect, like, matte red. And then the rest of it is this sort of glass dome. There's a little plaque on the side that you read that says Saros Sample 11. You don't know what that means exactly. We're just looking at it. Make me another wisdom saving throw.
Dewey, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Oh no.
Oh, is that better? Is that better? Is that 21?
We're going to go to a break, and we'll come back in a little bit.
This is really bad. Oh my god. Okay. Shit. This is not how it's supposed to go, Sam. Okay. My choices as a DM in the other campaign is not supposed to be biting me in my ass.
What do you mean?
What?
It's just Sarah something 11. It's a little. It's empty. The bottom of it's red.
Has no one else realised?
You're muted, Ben.
I'll be for them to find out.
I'm just keeping quiet.
Apparently, I'm not there, so you know.
Find out. So, okay.
I can't believe we had a reference to it like recently as well. Anyway, we'll come back in a bit. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun time.
Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. See you guys in a bit. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
We've won. We will stand together stronger than we've ever done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rapid Riders, where we are in the Halls of Learning, the Towers, Winding Paths. Specifically, we are in the Transmutation Wing, where a harmonic forge has been discovered that was created, replicating, if not mimicking, mimicking, if not replicating, the abilities of ancient elves to sing enchantments into items, into swords, into weaponry, kind of thing. Very Tolkien-esque, and I'm probably presuming you can hear my cat as well as he is adding to this.
Absolutely.
A lovely little
Yeah,
conversation over
I
there.
want to see what that item is, what they're making.
Yes. The sword of cat. The patrons, I should say.
You don't want a sword. You don't want a cat sword. It's going to want to be unsheathed and then sheathed again.
back
But then actually wants to be
Get
unsheathed.
out.
The ghostly patrons of Zeke seem very interested in it. Not just the two orcs who are very attached to crafting something meaningful and lasting. All of the ghosts seemed attached to the idea of using this. And as they discuss how they might get materials to do this, sorry, not Zeke, mind is going numb. Dewey.
The other small one.
I'm excited. Dewey.
Same to you.
Doing what Taxes and Garrick could not in opening the door to this, what looks like almost a vault of different artifacts. Such. Is drawn in their mind to the most important thing here, a glass dome with a matte red bottom to it, described only as Saros Sample 11. Dewey, or I should probably say Phil. Assuming everything we discussed is still okay with you, I would like you to roll me
100%.
a D100.
Unlucky for some, 13.
But is it unlucky for you?
Let's find out on the Wheel of Fortune.
Probably one of the better things.
On the wheel of don't leave the little boy on his own.
I didn't.
Damn it, don't
I
play
know.
with things that you're not supposed to play with.
In that case, to clarify and to retcon myself, because I had made mistakes, Halibut, you had stepped away to answer the conversation that was happening just far enough that you were in earshot. As you see Dewey open the door and go inside, you, I presume, follow closely?
I won't follow him to where he's going. I will investigate a different room while he's gone off to do whatever he's doing.
Do whatever he's doing.
Which room do you investigate? There's the lights coming out of your immediate left and nothing coming out of your immediate right.
Oh, I'll investigate the light.
You go into the left. Make me an investigation check.
Don't go towards the light.
Ooh, where are my dice? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm drawn to it. I'm like a moth to a flame. That is a investigation. Oh, it's a disadvantage because I'm blind. One eye. Oh, that is a 12.
Three things are immediately obvious. These quite large, almost like.
Oh no, investigation 14. Sorry.
14.
I was looking at intimidation.
Green,
Dyslexia.
Pink, and blue crystal. You would almost have to describe it as green, magenta, and blue. That seem to be gently pulsing with light, not softly glowing so much as they are setting off pulses. The pattern seems to be random on that investigation check, but they're just setting off light in here. There is a small plaque saying ethereal beacons.
Looks like Miss Diana was correct. the transmutation hall seems to be a giant storage area. I'm just gonna keep peering into these crystals. Carry on.
It's got boxes.
It's got tons of boxes and room.
Boxes.
There's no other room. There's no other tower that has all the shit.
It's a storage area.
Dewey, as it has always been, as far as you remember, in this room, there is a big glass orb that is completely empty. The bottom is clear as well. You can see through to the floor. There, it says Sarah Sample 11 still on that plaque. Nothing else is happening in this room. It seemed important, but now you're thinking those crates, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you at this point. Yeah. Big empty orb.
Fuck.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything down? Like.
Make a. You made an investigation check. I would say the status quo has definitely changed. So make me another investigation check. I've also sent you the result of 13.
Ramifications.
To be honest, it's probably one of the best things you could have rolled, given.
15 on the investigation check.
15. Sarah Sample 11 still there. It's not like written on like a little placard. It is etched in, almost like the brass has been like dented to keep that pattern. Slight patina coming around the side, as is classic for our campaign. There's something about this. On a 15. Was there something different about this when you came into the room? You're not quite sure that like it's as empty as it always has been. Like, but something else. Saros as well rings a bell. It's almost like
Do I know anything of the? Would I
make
know
a history
anything
check
about
with
the story?
advantage. Yeah, history check with advantage.
Saros. Oh fuck, that's 11. Is the highest?
11. There's maybe a city in the north, something like that. It wasn't like it's not one of the kingdoms. You know the name of the kingdoms enough to know that if you heard one, you'd know it. So it's not a kingdom, not a city you've heard of. But how do you know it's a city?
It's come a long way.
Yeah, you don't know how you know it's a city, but it's like a settlement or a city. It's a little bit an idea of like it feels similar to Ben Alicia in that way, in like a that's home kind of way, but not in a it's similar to home. You think you don't know how you know, maybe an old story you heard. It's home is the feeling you get.
The sense that jar's come a long way.
Yeah. Well, if not the jar, well, there must be, maybe there's something in it, maybe the air, maybe the gas in there is, I don't know. It seems completely sealed. On a 15, it seems completely sealed.
Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. Let's have a look and see if there's anything anywhere else.
What room do you want to investigate first?
Straight across. Like,
across. Down there. There is nothing in this room, but you do see wrecks on the walls, as though something was meant to be mounted in them. And you make an investigation check. As the rest of you at this point are beginning to sort of have the end of your conversation you were previously having and notice that Dewey and Halbert are not in the corridor anymore, and the door is open. Gotten in.
I'm going in the fancy room with the mirrors.
Cool, you go in the room with the mirrors. You know if you stand in the mirror, stand in the middle, all of the mirrors will be perfectly reflecting.
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to do that for a wee while and admire myself. So.
Cool.
Can see everything on every side.
What was the investigation check? This room? With the sort of like mounts that are empty in here.
Oh, sorry, 18.
18. You see a similar plaque. It seems to be kept in the same style, sort of just describing these things. The plaque says traversal pittance. experimental. They are all empty. There look to be maybe 10 empty notes in here.
Ooh. Not too deep.
Okay. Maybe they made the mistake of putting them all back on the rack and then they just disappeared back into the hands of whoever they belonged to. Okay. All right then. I'll head to the next top one then.
Cool.
And also by this point I'll be like, guys, there's stuff in here.
Yeah, it's loud enough that it reverberates throughout the halls, but you can hear Dewey's voice. Diana, you see some of these mirrors, especially at ground level. They look small enough that you could dismount from the wall if you wanted to. In this room, Dewey, you see the best thing to describe it would be like an obsidian glass plinth. Like a 5-foot radius, sort of like raised dais part of it. Make an investigation check.
Obsidian, you say?
Obsidian.
I was just about to say, don't touch anything, this is so dangerous, and I was like, obsidian?
Is there, I mean, why is there 17?
17.
Why is there nothing here? There's nothing. It's okay, all right, guys. There's not actually that much stuff in here.
Why is it locked if it's not that much? What?
It seems to be quite unique, magical, I presume. Machines?
You read there's nothing you can do about it itself so much as you read a plaque, and you see it says the Crown of Spire.
Spire?
Hal, that you've walked to the other room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, empty. Make an investigation check.
Oh, that's a 19. Kiss it goodbye. That's a 5. 6, 7. 7.
7. It's not difficult to find the brass plaque here. It just seems to be sat almost as you come into the room, as it describes I think it would probably describe it as temporal predator.
I don't like that at all. I gesture with my cane to where something would be if it was invisible stuff in front of me.
Nothing.
That's concerning. Onward. Yeah.
I can't hear you, Bree, if you're talking.
Yeah. Is this room is there anything happening in this room?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
It's got you in it, Diana.
That's true. I can stay in here forever. But I did hear there was some magical shit down the corridor, so I don't know. What am I doing? Perception.
Perception.
11. Million me's.
There are
cast mirror
maybe
image right
the
now.
order of 100+ yous here.
Oh my god. If I cast mirror image, there'll be like 400 me's.
As you're looking across all of them on an 11, corner of your eye, one of the mirrors, you sort of look towards it, and it's looking towards you. And as you are looking towards it, its eye doesn't blink so much as begins to squint, whereas yours doesn't.
Oh boy.
As you are continuing to stare at the mirror.
Is it just the one?
On that perception check? Yeah. Halfway up the wall. Small one, maybe size of your extended palm.
Can I go and have a look?
You have to sort of reach up to get to it.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, still.
So
Now it looks like you, just staring back at you. It's not like struggling to hold your gaze like you thought it was a moment ago.
I'm gonna
It's been
stare
a
it
long
out.
day. Make a Constitution
Fuck.
saving throw or check.
I think
I'm gonna
either
say
way's gonna be better.
saving throw is probably the most appropriate thing here.
Yep.
Oh no, we're about to get Mirror Diana.
Oh no, it's
Just gets
fucking.
pulled in.
Okay. Well, that's a 0, so it's 18.
You are staring at this thing. We're gonna come back to you.
Things bad
Every-
things are happening to us.
Zeke, are you in this forge from the looks of things? Yeah.
You're
You are looking around. The ghosts are all sort of like piling around, and the orcs are trying to keep charge of things. Like, okay, we need people here, and they're like gathering people like how to like go about this thing. It's like we need a base metal. We need something to actually forge something here. We need to make something. As you touch your hand to your chain, all of the ghosts on these full of a dime look towards you.
I think this is the only metal that we have.
The two orcs do not walk towards you, they are just in front of you of a sudden, expecting the metal. This one is silver. This one is made to look like silver. It's not. Sorry, Hunter. Maybe. An alloy? What could we make, though? Dagger? Barely enough. We need a core. Yes, it's a core of something. We could make something greater from the sum of its parts.
We're
Maybe.
talking magic.
We're talking
Pull the spear.
blacksmithing.
Do you have that with you?
You pull out, your spear. Yeah.
I said I wasn't leaving anything behind.
Oh.
This is magic. They go to the table, and you watch as things just slowly begin to move, not of their own accord, of the ghosts pushing them with the sheer force of will of manifesting something in this space.
Pull up a stool, I guess, and I can get
Yeah.
high enough onto it. Just be like,
You have no history in blacksmithing, if I'm correct.
no, none whatsoever.
You do not appreciate what they are doing if they're moving bits around. Form a core. This would form the tip on the blade, and it's maybe accentation, but I don't know what we're going to build.
Just gonna put everything down and just turn to them and just guide my hand.
Sort of towards you. Nod. Missing something. People back in the storerooms. There are 2 uninvestigated rooms. People looking at. There's one that I've revealed, which is full of like crates and barrels, and there is this one bottom right.
Do they any of them have plaques above them or the doors?
None of them have plaques above the doors. I should say, not even, but like they're small doors that you're like lifting and pulling away.
Before we carry on looking,
Mhm.
there's a reason why this door's locked. Are you certain you haven't found anything?
Boxes.
There's some sort of beacons in that room to your left.
Right. Okay.
I sort of poke my head back round and be like, yeah, it's empty, but apparently there was like a whole load of those pitten things that you've got.
Are you serious? You're telling me wait, did I break in here before and then...
Did you relock the door?
I don't fucking know. My memories were wiped out.
You did a very good job.
Hey, Perry? And they do not appear because they have been banished from this.
Yeah, they'd be banished.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I wanted to ask if I'd actually gotten through that lock, because, I mean, Dewey, fair play to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do some things when I was a kid. So in here, do you know what this plaque means?
Oh.
What?
Crown of Spire? Making a roll.
Yeah, Crown of Spire. Is that spell to either you guys?
If I wasn't in another dimension, I would come out.
I heard
Another
them
dimension?
doing a lot of investigating.
I know.
I'm like,
She's been pulled into the mirror realm.
That mirror one, you know.
the option was seeing Diana look himself in the mirror or go and try and stop these two idiots from poking at random stuff.
I
And
know,
I'm
I mean,
like,
looking at Diana looking at herself is really exciting, but I understand why you don't want to. Yeah.
Should I roll a history check, Sam?
Riveting.
Yeah. I know.
Crown of Spire on a history check.
But I was going to do detect thoughts, but I am preoccupied. With permission this time.
18.
18.
It's a natural 12.
It's not a clothing thing. It's not a... maybe Halcyon? And as you're thinking about Garrick, and as you say that, hopefully, just to add to it, Garrick says, "Yeah, wasn't the older crown of Halcyon? Wasn't it? It was a proper magic thing. I know, like
was it?
Yeah, because if they were elves originally, weren't they? And then the humans
they were
took over there, and I think the crown of Spire was. Like, wasn't it the original elven crown of Halcyon?
You would know better than I. Most of this history is not taught much anymore.
I mean, why would it be here, though? It's not... I mean, I know it sort of was meant to protect... It was an artifact, I suppose. Well, not an artifact, like a magic item. But it's not...
It's in... Like, so is... are we thinking it was supposed to be an actual crown?
Yes.
I think so. Like, it was described as an actual crown. Like, the highest spire of Perlite was where the old coronations used to happen. That's sort of... I think this is what I read.
Right.
Maybe we should go back to the library. Maybe be able to tell us more.
Okay.
Yes.
The important question now is, where is all the stuff if this door was locked?
I assume the wizards took it when they left.
Were they all dead?
I assume they...
Taken before they died.
Why would you lock a door if it's empty?
Well,
empty.
We haven't checked all the rooms. There's a bunch of boxes back there.
Okay.
Make an investigation check. I think everybody here for the box room.
Box room.
Box room.
It's a door room.
It's a natural 20 for 32.
16 at disadvantage.
All of you are able to tell these boxes are filled with different kind of metals and crystals. Taxes is able to specifically say, oh, that's an iron alloy and that's this. And specifically having heard like the conversation, like read the things about Piri, this is like a smorgasbord of every different kind of alloy that one could wish for a tuning fork, for wish to try the magic, every crystal. It's not, I will specify, it is not attuned. It is not ready to use as a component of the spell, but it is ready to be taken and then attuned. However,
Sam, are you
There
fucking
are-
with me?
People.
There
Are you
are other.
fucking me right now, Sam?
There are other metals here. There
Two
is
people spent so
adamantine,
long.
plenril, the other one, but I can't remember from the Shadow Rose.
The one that Halai has on his back.
The one that Halai has. This is a metallurgist's wet dream. There are alloys and samples of everything here.
The two people who spent so long in that stream over this.
We spent like 2 hours researching this shit.
2 hours researching while everyone else is getting the fucking horses.
Hey, if you're the wizards of this area and you're trying to figure out how to do something that involves clearly another plane, you collect every alloy if you have the resources.
Apparently not heat.
Heat? As far as I understand, not where you have access to in heat. Regardless, in this Visigoth of dead mages, you find a banquet of metallurgy and Christology and materia.
Any diamonds?
There are. Roll
Enough
a
diamonds.
d20 for me. Aim high.
Aim high, 16 is as high as I can get.
Hey, you got a +1 to any roll.
17, if that includes me.
Sure. Thank you, Jacko Boom.
It's
Thank
not.
you, Draco Boom.
There's a diamond.
Make the rich richer. Maybe.
Fuck!
There are
No!
some diamonds in here in a pattern all too familiar and unnatural. They are not the horde, but they're close. We go back to Diana. Diana, can you roll me a D100 for me?
Oh no. Okay. Okay. Played Cthulhu last night. This would have been bad for that. 92.
22.
I don't know if that's good or not.
The mirror you're watching, as you hold their gaze, as it begins to hold yours, you see sweat that you know is not on your brow begin to travel down the nose as it blinks, snarls, and you watch as the mirror shatters as jagged pieces of glass surround you. Roll initiative for me, please.
I'm blind in one eye.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
an initiative with myself.
Well, I hope you enjoy not perception checks or investigation checks.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
blind.
I sure don't.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, initiative. Oh, no.
Issues. Fucking, I've forgotten how to roll. A 22.
22. You act first. The door is a sprintable distance away as these shards are around you.
So is it the shards that are a thing, or is
Floating
there a thing
shards?
that's coming out?
Verbatim, floating shards of broken mirror swirl through around you, and they show reflections of yourself that aren't quite present. This thing that was watching you, that looks like you, is looking at you now, snarling through every broken shard.
It's fucked up.
Yikes.
That's fucked up.
Does it still look like Diana?
Still looks like Diana, snarling.
Am I where I am on this map? Should we do that?
You are where you are on your map.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I presume I'm like here. Got some crates.
Well, that's my movement.
Okay. You
Uh,
exit that area, and you watch as the shards begin to whirl around, and then return to the wall from whence they came.
oh, okay. Oh. I want to know what happens, though.
We are out of initiative. And the room is quiet.
I'm such an. Ugh.
Hey, Brie. Hey, Brie. Do you go back in?
Just gonna put a little toe in there.
Your toe in.
No,
Very distant mirror, you can see your toe.
It looks evil.
It is an evil
Is the toe snarling?
An evil toe.
It's an evil toe. I see you over there.
Like a toe.
Evil toe.
Ukatoa.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no. So I'm like, oh my god, that was so scary. I'm ready to like shout to people and be like, I'm just gonna step back in and see what happens.
Roll a D100.
Fuck yes. This is so much fun.
Maybe I should have stayed upstairs to play and I
The
look at myself in
opposite
the mirror.
of that number, it was like an 11.
11?
Yeah, you should always supervise down.
Yeah, I know, but then these guys were not being
Then-
Right,
supervised.
one of you hold
And-
fuck.
Uh-oh.
Hold 11. 11. 1.
Yes, well, 10 and a 1. Yeah. 2 1s, as it were.
You step into the room and begin looking at the mirrors around you, sort of searching for that snarling person. Snarling version of yourself.
Mm.
As you do so, the entrance behind you grows like crystal as mirrors overtake the door, which is no longer there. And from every border of a room, a large singular mirror grows out until the floor is a one large single mirror reflecting.
Can I just... Okay. I just say, I'm there. Oh no. Am I in these mirrors? Are they
You are
snarling at me?
you're reflected in all of the mirrors. Make a perception check.
This is so much fun. 4.
4. You're looking around for any signs of snarling. Corner of your eye, something's not quite right. Turn. It's like you. Maybe, no, behind you, turn around. No, it's just you. Looking at it.
No, you're right
You hold
there.
their gaze. You hold their gaze, holding their stare. No matter how long you hold, it just looks like you. As you begin to realize you can't remember where the original door was.
Uh-oh. Hey. This could be a lot worse. But it could be a lot better. Oopsie. Okay. Gonna try and like touch the mirrors and get the fuck out. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
As you sort of slowly work your way around.
Yes, and me and Dewey are the problem.
So my dice isn't broken. Because we thought it might be broken. Because it rolled 3 20s in a row. It's not broken. So,
Good.
what am I doing? Investigation.
Investigation.
9.
You begin feeling your way around the mirrors, just touching at them, trying to feel for some give. As you feel for one, you see the eyes of yourself dart towards your hand rather than your own reflection. You take 3 points of slashing damage as your fingers are slashed on hard glass as blood begins to drip from your hand onto the perfect mirror that is making up the floor beneath you.
I was kind of bloodied when I came in here. Is that okay? Is that right?
You take 3 points of...
Was that right?
Like, you're bleeding from...
No, as in I didn't. I'm not fully healed. I guess we didn't heal from.
Yeah, we didn't. We
didn't.
ran out of the power.
Supermarket sweep, you were running.
Up.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I just I thought I would make a note. Okay, cool.
You do remember which mirror was the one that changed his gaze to look towards you.
Yeah, I'll look at it. You, let me out.
Make another D100 roll. Look, this is so good.
Wait. That is a 7.
A 7.
It's a good Cthulhu roll though.
It's because we made fun of Transmutation last.
It is exactly why. Yeah.
You watch as the image is getting bigger, but it's not really. You watch as this mirror connects with another seamlessly, and now it is a bigger mirror, connects with another seamlessly, it's a bigger mirror around you. All of the mirrors that were like a disco ball are beginning to connect into bigger mirrors and getting smaller, enclosing you in the space until there's maybe 15 foot to work with, as you're in like a 15-foot diameter dome surrounded by mirror on the ground and a perfect concave mirror around you. Of this thing still snarling at you.
Oh. So I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like, ooh, that's really interesting. And then, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's still
As
like
you sort of like have to back away from this thing crushing you.
one big me.
It is a big you that is looming over you in this convex space, I guess, as you're looking at it.
Yeah.
As it is like warping just by the nature of the what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a what's it called in the circus when the mirrors distort your shape?
Oh, like a house of mirrors, isn't it?
House of mirrors, yeah. The arms seem much longer and are like encapsulating you as if it's snarling towards you, but it is still your visage.
Oh no.
Whatever you say, don't say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror. Or Bloody Diana, I guess, at this point.
I'm going to ask for another D100 roll.
Oh god, they are low. 17. What does this do? Uh-oh. That's not a great look. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, this is where Diana dies.
This is your choice.
Yeah.
You either roll a D20, highs versus lows, or flip a coin. We're looking for a 50-50 chance here.
Shit. Okay. Can I also put at the back of my mind that I can definitely do Dispel Magic as a last resort?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'll roll a D20.
Okay.
Just over 10.
I'm going to ask you to decide highs or lows are good.
Oh god. Highs are good.
Highs are good.
Natural 20!
You feel this space beginning to shrink around you, and as you wish that you were anywhere but here, and you feel yourself outside of the space. You are looking around.
Oh, that was not a great one for me. Okay.
This mirror that has been shrinking in on you, this mirror dome that's been shrinking on you, isn't real. As you step into a space that you do not entirely understand, but you are beyond whatever this thing is now. You can see this mirror, the image of this mirror shrinking in on you, but the same mirrors all around you are also outside of it. It's an illusion, shrinking in to crush you. The doorway is still there. It's like a hallucinatory terrain that's been shrinking in, making you think that you're being slowly crushed down. You can see wherever you are now, whatever is just beyond the mirror is faded, like just within what you can see now. It's not you. It wore your visage, but it's not you, and it can't see you wherever you are now.
What does it look like?
It looks like almost like an oil spill in the shape of a humanoid. No distinct borders to their being. Just looking in at where you were and rapidly searching around in the space where it thinks you must be, but you are now beyond that space.
Am I just in this room though? Can I leave through the door? There's no door.
You can see where the door is. It was an illusion that blocked you from seeing it, and you can see it now.
Can I walk towards it?
Towards it. Roll me a d20.
10.
10. You are beginning to move towards it. As you do so, you feel yourself shunt back. You land on solid ground again. You still see the mirrors around you, but you see like the inside of. You see behind you. You see like a black dome, which opens up to reveal what would have been your mirror prison as it begins to rush towards you.
No.
As you run through the door, this thing beginning to try and encapsulate you. You run through the door as this thing cannot follow you beyond the border, as it is just on the outside. Forms a mirror again. This thing just looks like you. No longer snarling, just looks like you, lying on the ground having dived through the door. Until it drifts back and joins the rest of the mirror.
Go back in there again.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Again. I will wave at it when it goes away.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuade it to what? What am I persuading?
Natural 1.
Which is technically a 21, but I like a 1. You decide. I don't know fucking what you have. Yeah, it's technically a 21. But it's also a 1.
With advantage. Roll with advantage.
We don't want to set the precedences that your ones now would mean they're actually ones when it comes to persuasion checks. I just want to point this out.
Yeah, just wild. They're just like, if I get a 1, like DM can just fucking do anything.
After all of that, roll with advantage, definitely.
Okay. I can't do 10, 20, 24.
Okay. You wave a victorious.
It's more just, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And in the multitude of faces looking back at you, pick out one. Snarls into a smile. And then with a bang like a... think of another sound in my mind how to describe it now. Bang like two stones heavily thudding on each other. You watch the mirror that you were looking at. Slam out of a wall, begins skidding slowly along the ground from the far side of the room until it lands just at your feet.
Big red button that says do not push.
It's your
Give
prize.
it to me.
It's your prize.
Can I deduce what my evil mirror self wanted then?
There's no need to roll. No.
What do I see when I look into it?
See yourself. It's a mirror. It's a very ornate and expensive looking mirror.
I do need one of those for my scry. So there it is.
There it is.
I think it works if there's some kind of monstrous entity inside.
If not, it makes it more expensive. Trust me, rich people like that shit.
Yeah, it's unique. Okay. I'm so smart. I would like to get some cloth and wrap it up.
Cover the mirror before you
Yeah.
pick it up, unable to see the reflection.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Wrap it up.
Stop looking in things.
What? Oh, really? Really?
I didn't look in anything, it was empty.
Fuck's sake.
You can still look inside something if it's empty.
I will put that in my pocket.
Okay.
Or whatever it will fit in. I'd be like, hey, Tax, it's got a mirror.
Yeah.
Put that in there.
Fits
Then I get
reasonably well. Pocket or like just a satchel bag
Yeah. I got a bag or something.
covered in cloth, either from your own clothing or just something you had spare.
A
Covered
handkerchief.
for now.
A neckerchief. I don't know.
Half of one of Halite's t-shirts.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
have some scraps. of
So
that,
much.
yeah.
It's everywhere. It's like cat hair. I think you got rid of it all. Oh, there's some left.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I will walk back to see what the absolute non-commotion is over here.
This is about convergence. Zeke, you have been sort of working with the ghosts of how you need some kind of metal or crystalline core to this that will work. Diana, you have found your mirror. You, in the storage vaults, have found everything, apart from in this bottom right room. Have not gone in there, but there is this metallurgist's feast that I have described of crystal and metal.
Can the taxi have a quick look in at them because I just by the door?
Have a quick look at in there. Yeah, make an investigation check.
That's a 27.
27. You see a raised table upon which sits a wicker basket filled with what look like fresh fruit. And you see a small brass etched placard saying the Everhorn.
Sorry, the what?
The Everhorn.
Ever horn or ever?
Ever as in forever and ever.
I have no idea what it is. Would I know what that is? Probably not. Can I roll something?
Make a history or arcana check.
I can do history. Right, go for 3. It's a 10 for
No idea.
yeah.
Can we guess?
Fresh fruit. Taxes can guess. Fresh fruit. Called the Everhorn on a history roll of 10. Maybe there's more fresh fruit in there. The fact that it's fresh now probably means maybe it keeps things fresh forever, like a fridge.
Keeps telling itself.
Why would they lock the door for this?
See, I've seen some of the things that my housemate Paul puts in the fridge. Trust me, they don't stay fresh forever.
50 years is maybe a bit too long.
Bit long.
Less the
regardless, I'm going to roll some rolls where you guys discuss what you want to.
Who was in the crate room with Halibut when he was looking at the diamonds?
Me?
Then you see when Halibut was looking through the diamonds, you see his eyes light up like a cat that just saw a bug across a wall, like their eyes turn to saucers. And what's eye turned to yeah. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Hey, you
Like-
cards.
He picks it up and examines it very, very closely. How? No, it's impossible. But why here? No, not here. It's fake. It's not real.
was gonna say these that's what they did here, wasn't it? Like transmutation, they're like changing things into other things.
You're right, but not this. It's too specific. Not this kind.
You hadn't.
It's not
What
real.
is it? What is it you're holding? Sorry, a diamond or?
A diamond, yeah.
Yeah.
I assume to you it looks like a normal diamond.
So
Maybe a bit abnormally
shiny.
elongated to a diamond, but still a diamond.
Yes, it's definitely manufactured. It's not real, as in it is very real, but it's not
It
natural.
wasn't. Yeah, it didn't start as a diamond like magic.
No, but
Used
this
magic.
specific
It was like a
is very odd.
maybe it was like a stick of rock or a celery or something, and they just
Stick
turned it into it.
Could be. Very close, but no cigar. He puts it in his pocket.
Maybe it was a cigar.
That would explain a lot.
If that's the end of it.
Is it?
Zeke, can you make me a perception check, DC 5?
It's a
Please.
15. But,
I was like, please
Yeah.
fail.
I was curious as to whether I could actually fail, honestly.
Could you?
Yes.
As you're sort of like talking with the ghost here, planning these things, you're sort of like, how do we do this? And you're licking your lips. A little bit of chocolate in your moustache, and you. Oh, it tastes good to you, but the satisfaction that comes with it, is more than yourself.
Oh.
And every ghost in the room just shudders and stops. As they sort of pay attention to you again.
He's going to do it repeatedly.
You watch as the brothers with this plan on the desk sort of look. Needs a core. Need to decide what the core is.
Wow, look at all this metal.
What's a core?
You watch as Zeri, the young furball girl, says, "Hide and seek, follow me," and begins to run down the corridor.
Job.
You,
Just as I hop off am I counting this time, or you just? She's gone.
I think you sort of have a brief moment where you're tandem with Diana as the two of you join the rest of the party.
Hello. Nothing happened in there.
Nothing happened.
Inside
There's a
check.
cat. There's a cat in this crate.
Inside
Put it
check.
back.
What?
Inside check.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah,
Natural
definitely.
20
I got an 8.
No.
on the witch bloom dice.
Hey.
He's on to you.
I'm looking forward to my witch bloom dice. When everything comes at once, I'm looking forward to it.
I got
I
12.
will
but-
destroy you.
So it is a 5, which means it's a 21. But I mean it's a minimum 20.
Yeah.
You have a plus though. Plus it's a natural 20. So.
To a twin insight. No, I don't think I
No,
can. 22.
Oh, there you go.
22. So you do. For one of the
I mean,
only
it was a
times you could ever have. I
They
mean,
have having it there.
anything less than a 20 is a draw, right? So you
21.
You got a 21 naturally. His natural 20 is a 22. So even on a 19, this would have been a draw. A natural 20, Zeke. You have possibly never seen Beyond the Mask unless Diana has let it slip. There is a lot of important shit going on right now, but Diana is hiding something.
Absolutely nothing happened in there.
And also, she's bleeding
I'm
from
bleeding
every
from that.
available
She
skin.
has small cuts on her face and arms.
Yeah, but no, nothing happened. That seems legit, yeah.
You good?
Yes. No, that's no.
Just-
I'm being
just-
no. I'm being sarcastic. No, yeah.
Literally quiet enough so no one else down the corridor hears. Just you good?
No, something amazing happened. I'll tell you later. The fucking room. Don't go in there. Okay.
As she wanders along, just
Cackling to herself.
Bleeding from little. Oh boy. Ow! Youch.
Halibut,
Yes,
do you have bandages?
Oh, I'm fine. Oh my god, shut up.
got many.
As she walks around the corner, it's just bleed.
I'm not bleeding.
That's
I am
surface
from my
level.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Would you mind?
Do you require medical attention?
Well, I guess so. You could say that.
Halbert proceeds to bandage things. I can't actually add any hit points because I've done it before. Yeah, like 4 weeks ago at this point, but still we haven't taken a long rest. I can't actually add any more hit points.
Oh, cool. That's
But yeah, I'm.
But in RP, I'm bandaging some of your wounds.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You all enter the
Looking for
space. Halbert enters. Zeri is running as fast as you can down the middle of a corridor towards a bunch of crates that you see. I'm going to assume one of you is like pulling out a sample of what is here.
I mean, I was holding a bunch of diamonds in my hands, like.
The two brothers are once again at your flanks.
It's been 6 months of this, and I can still never get used to you all doing that.
It may not be too long. As they step forward towards the metal samples, as they begin to, all of you here, Zeke, you see their hands sort of stroking along the metals, the alloys, assessing them. All of you hear that same harmonic hum that Zeke has normally heard when they stroke their ring, the rings of their chain. You all hear in this space that sonorous, gentle rhythm that comes from Zeke in the past. Zeke, initially, you think you're the only one who can hear it until you see people reacting around you.
Can I start mimicking it? It's something like just
Make a performance check.
someone who can sing will just do it
Yeah, absolutely.
innately. Or not.
Advantage.
Halbert.
This is a hum of a pitch. It's not difficult to do.
Okay, well, the first one was a 2. The second
If
one,
this is
though,
another natural 20, I'm gonna...
natural 20. Insane, guys. Buy these dice. Okay.
It's where you tried at the start, and you just get that little bubble at your throat, so you're like,
you hear the hum, and you begin to. Wild shit's happened to you in the last
Fucking believe
5
it.
minutes,
That's probably not the wildest thing that's about to happen to me.
and there is a gentle hum that you hear, and you're like, trying to think. On the natural 20, 2 things you know at once. 1, I can match that pitch.
It's be a 27.
27. 2, and I'm going to check my notes here to be sure. But I believe you know that
I probably know what. No,
You know that pitch is a perfect A. A minor, a major. You try and match the most harmonic version of that. Zeke, there are many metals here. Which one calls to you the center of your craft. I'm going to let you describe the metal, the alloy, the crystal, what will form the core of this, around the silver of the chain, around the very base iron that forms the point of the Guardian's charge. There is a core to this. What sings to you?
Are any of the boxes titled in Dwarvish? Anything from the Eastern Ridge?
There are a few. As you are walking amongst these crates and barrels, one just goes into details of steels and variations upon iron alloys. One even specifically of a iron brass kind of alloy, similar to not what the Empire wields now, but part of what the Empire is. Brass. There is a flenril, but a flenril alloy as well. Flenril mixed with a specific kind of crystal that gives it more of a harmonic pitch. The other one I really should have researched before this because it would have made this moment cooler. But the hardened metal, the one that is more solid in its base, durable, has no alloy. There's nothing that can alloy with it. It will reject other alloy. But as a core, it will be solid and strong. There are Dwarvish translations for these specifically because you see work from the College of Sontaif that have been working on these variations upon others.
Going to run my hands over the various expensive metals. And I am going to grab whatever is the most common base metal that is there. Just weapon for the people, as common as they are. It doesn't need to be fancy. Just needs to do its job to protect something solid, something accessible.
You reach your hand, just feeling, as Diana continues the song, all these alloys beginning to vibrate alongside. Your hand, you are drawn towards a barrel on the bottom right. There's no placard here, there's no thing, you're just having to feel your way. As these long, rather than ingots, long poles of this alloy to be worked into. You begin to touch fingers to them until your hand put on one, and you feel the 14, yourself, all of them. You grasp it in your hand. Pull along the length. There's not any fancy placard, there's just a brief maker's mark stamped into it. Mostly nickel, little silver, some copper in there. Something that will hold while looking a little bit nicer. It's not magic, it's not some deep dark thing carved from the Shadow Roads. It's not something forged into the light of the moon by the elves. It's something that will hold something that has strength, something that alloys well and binds to other things well, whilst also keeping its shape.
It's gonna
Nothing.
turn to the brothers and go. Common metal for a common cause.
The orc brothers step forward. One of them puts a hand upon it. With your permission, pulls it towards themselves and inspects it. All of you watch as this pole of metal begins to float in the air until you see at the very tips of their fingers the ghosts begin to manifest. For the first time, all 14. First time since Zeke has fallen unconscious fighting Wyams. First time Halibut has seen these ghosts. Looking at a simple, effective alloy that does its job and does it well. In another life, we might call this malachite, this kind of metal. Nickel silver. Something meant to keep its shape. Grasping onto it. The two brothers nod. You feel a harmonious hum. Their rings on the chain begin to change slowly from a steady hum, steady beats of hammer on anvil. And as they hand the ingot, the long ingot, back to you, you know that you have work to do.
Just gonna take it, just look at everyone, as they can obviously see 14 around me.
Whoa. Hi, everybody.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, they live in
Pardon me.
Zeke's neck.
I don't think I've seen this before. Because when this happened before, like, I think we were fighting, so we weren't paying attention. So I remember seeing them before.
And you were worried about my brother?
Rapid Riders. Everyone.
In unison,
Sorry.
the 14 refer to themselves. We are the drowned.
He just goes to where his indent ring. Yeah, oh wait, no, does he have an indent ring? Oh my god, I can't even remember.
No, you
No,
never.
he's got.
Indent rings
Indent
are
indent
for people
rings.
who have been an indent and then
Yeah.
worked themselves into
Yeah.
a freedom.
We have it.
Yeah.
We have the wedge. We don't
Have
have.
no.
the
Yeah.
ring.
Garrett
yeah,
has
he-
the ring.
His
Garrett has a
hand
ring.
instinctively goes to his wedge and like, yeah.
We have some work to do.
Okay.
We will definitely figure that out.
The reverie, the moment is interrupted by three quick as you hear a smash from the other side as Dagwen says,
Time to go!
"Time to go!"
Uh-oh!
As you hear the sound of a crushing skull splitting between a maw, as Dagwen has fought off the first of the Hooded drones that are working their way back to this place.
Oh boy.
In my head,
he's
I'll
good.
be like, how many? How many of them?
Too many! We gotta go now!
Okay. We gotta go. We gotta
Go.
go. There's many.
It's gonna be like last time. We gotta run.
Running
know that
alongside my spear and literally just go.
Oh. No, in my head.
As Zeke, as
Oh,
you
no,
begin to leave
I'm going
and go,
to, I'm going.
yeah.
I'm going.
As you begin to run, you guys see Zeke is going in the other direction towards the forge.
No.
Yeah.
No, where are you going?
Dagwen shouts out, "We have to move now!"
Go.
Well, he's the only one with bloody magic items on him.
Go.
I meant in my head as in Telvarian. But how many?
Now they are moving from this place. I don't know how many exactly are. Where are you?
Transmutation.
They are pouring into the halls of learning.
Okay. Running.
Diana, run. Diana, run.
Run. You're a fucking idiot, don't die. Okay. Zeke, not my friend the Lich.
As you're running past Gareth shouts,
Good
"You know what
friend,
happens if we're dead?
Ain't no rebellion.
Ain't no rebellion!" And he sprints past Dagwin, begins bashing one to the side. Can everybody apart from Zeke make me a athletics or acrobatics check as you once again try and pick your way through the
Oh,
horde?
I remember that made me bloodied before, and now I'm bloodied again. So this is
Yeah.
interesting. Don't worry, I have a friend who's a Lich.
You do.
I got this. And everybody
You say
genuinely has to run.
Do you say
Yeah.
dexterity?
Athletics.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Oh,
Again.
This is either I shoulder barge my way through or I jump and run my way through in between.
It rolled off of a 1 again.
Good.
19.
19, you're fine.
13.
13, you're fine.
Ah!
18.
10.
10.
Yes, 18.
As you are sprinting through, Tax, as you see a moment where the gap closes in front of you, Garrick is right beside you, and the two of you just shoulder barge your way through, taking slashes through. The two of you. Roll the dice. Dagwen is able to pass away through. Too much issue.
That's nice.
Two of you take 24 points of damage. As you take 2 heavy slashes to the back, as the Hooded Drudge, as you push through them, they slash through you, but that is all the break you need to catch up with the others as you throw yourself over the line of the sanctuary, of the library, to safety, as you look back knowing that where a few hours ago you left Zeke behind you in the library, you once again leave Zeke of her own volition, once again, this time in the halls of learning. Zeke, this, I don't know if rebar is the name of like the kind of steel or if it's like the sort of pattern of that long like spoke of like the alloy. You have this in your hand. The noise they made drove those things far away. You don't know how long you have. You don't know how this thing works. You don't know what you're making. But you're not alone. As 14, 2 of my children, 14 ghosts look towards you expectantly.
I am going to spear on the bench. Take off the now incredibly tattered and beat up waistcoat that I have been wearing since we left that night in Benalicia. It's the same thing that my battle jacket since that night is now in much worse state of repair. And I am going to walk straight to the forge and sink the metal in, as that's the only thing that I know you have to do with a forge, is heat the metal.
You watch as, on your left, amongst the trough, some of them begin crowding around it, and it begins to cool almost to like a crystalline ice. On the forge itself, you see the runes begin to glow as the two kids sit there either side, one on the sort of circular bent and the other on the flat side. In the forge itself, the half-elf obsessed with fire and revenge, Verietas stands there, breathes deep, and takes in the flame and builds them. And the others grip hands along the very long length of this alloy ingot. Maliorcum, the core, as the two orcs begin to, in their full strength, fully lift hammers from the table. Let's get to work. And that is where we are going to end the session. For a little bit, I'm afraid. Hopefully everybody watching has enjoyed that. It'll be a little while till next time, but another week until next time, unfortunately. That felt fun. I had fun with that.
That was amazing.
A lot of shit happened.
To fucking disrespect the name of Transmutation, wasn't it? That was some creepy stuff going on there.
It is a storeroom.
It is a storeroom.
The storeroom was the creepy bit.
It was.
You went to the necromancy bit and it was less creepy than the storeroom.
I mean, I wouldn't. That vampire guy was real fucked.
I was so ready. If Gideon had had an invite, I knew exactly what was going to happen. That could have gone either way. I think the 2 natural 20s of investigating, of knowing who Gideon was before you were in there, really helped you guys quite a lot. And Gideon is still in there. Gideon is, yeah. That area of cave is not part of the towers.
He's out in there.
And therefore they are outside of the towers, even though they are fully entrapped within the cave. And hence, they are forbidden from entering. It's... so much, I mean, you guys know.
Wizards, man.
Yeah, wizards. Yeah. They know the rules, and they exploit them to the nth degree.
Which is literally, you explained the corridor. You explained the doorway. And my brain immediately went, I hate you, Sam, because my character knows nothing.
Do you know what's fun? I mean, I don't know how much to go into it, but I spoke a bit with Phil as well. So Phil knows a bit more about Gideon than the rest of you. Just a little bit.
Why would you put a target on Phil's back like that?
Well,
tell us your secrets, boy.
I mean, Phil knows a lot more of lots of things that are going on right now. But totally empty glass orb. It's just...
Yeah,
I mean, what else to know? It's empty.
Well, at least there was the metal in there, so at least there was something.
Yeah.
In this weird empty space.
And the invincible fruit.
Oh, the mirror realm, the mirror. Oh.
I was
so looking forward to that.
I think we're done in the transmutation hall.
Transmutation, like you have things to come back to potentially, but have to get out now.
So Zeke had a bunch of spells on him that I will probably never see.
There are spells in here that Dewey did not find that you might never see.
Sorry.
No,
Unfortunately,
he has some on him that he looked around and then found them and then didn't give.
Oh yeah, I haven't passed them to you.
Yeah.
But there are things you know how to do now that you're back in the library, like teleportation circle, and that's the only one that comes to mind. Actually, not the DM pushing you in a certain direction, but you know how to get
I'm going to do everything else first. Yay!
Yay!
Let's do the Skyrim
Genuinely.
thing where you get this really important, really urgent thing you have to do as part of the main plot line.
Main quest is this direction. I understand you want to do anything else. Just so you know, anything else is currently a big wall of giant Huda Drudge that are just towering over you.
That's fine. But we have
Unless you ask, you can ask Daddy Telvarion to just cast another spell and lure them to him.
Exactly, Daddy will help.
Daddy will help.
Seb is so confused to come back in at that point.
That's the next session. Literally just like me talking to him. Like, I am so looking forward to it.
Well, next week, I believe we are happy to say I am away. Unfortunately, I am on night shift at my job. The week after that, we will. I believe I'm okay to say we are still without Ben, which is why. One of the reasons why Zeke is staying behind, obviously, but we will still have the rest of the party as Zeke is working on crafting something worthy of the gods.
It's exciting.
I love the concept that because they're ghosts, it's just going to be Zeke who has no concept of blacksmithing.
No concept of but has two ghosts who are master crafters. Like, no, left.
Imagine him. It's like, no, I must do this, and like swelling music or whatever. The next time you see is like, look, I made this, and it's the shittest looking. It's like all wonky.
Okay, call that Mark 1. We have a big long. Like, I didn't want to just be like a English that's sat there. I like the idea of it being like a big long, like it could become anything. But is that what a rebar is, or is that the kind of steel?
It's what I think it's like a piece of rebar.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, rebar. It's short for reinforcing bar. Yeah, it is like a rebar of this alloy, which I was like, okay, it's going to be like nickel, zinc, that kind of like very base material, like common material, and like copper. So that is called malachite, also known as nickel silver, German silver, argent, new silver, nickel brass, abalta, or alpaca.
But did I get this right? He's also melting his rings into it and his spear?
Essentially, yeah. He's put them forward as things to be part of this item.
God damn.
It's an ongoing thing. I feel like this is a Writer's Digest material almost. But there's a lot going on there, and a lot of that has been potentially like set up for a while. Before even we knew that Ben wasn't going to be with us for a few sessions. Creation of this was something that is, The last two ghosts were craft, and that has been a thing. But I'll say no more.
People are dying.
There are other things to say, though.
There are other things to say.
But yes, that was I can't do it.
Oh.
I want to keep it going.
What about a mirror? What do we think happens to a
else.
mirror? Is it just a normal mirror? Is it a demon mirror? Who knows?
We'll find out because I'm going to identify
I
it.
hope it's a demon mirror.
Did Diana actually come out of that room?
That's the question.
Is Diana still stuck in the mirror dimension room thing?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
100%. What the fuck? Why did the transmutation hall get such treatment? Look at all this pimped out.
Because Sam was on hiatus for 2 weeks with the Transmutation tool and the Necromancy
fair.
tool.
That's
Things
fair.
that existed before that were the Forge. Actually, the only things that didn't exist before the hiatus were the Mirror Room and... No, that was it. That was the only thing that I hadn't already planned. These things were just cool, and I decided they were cool well in advance.
I wonder what the Mirror Room was for, like in the actual wizarding.
We'll never know. We
Use
might
You
for
will
it.
know, because I'll ask, but yeah.
You could also cast your on the mirror. Your psychometry, that's the one.
I'm not doing
Yes,
that.
that's the
That sounds like an awful idea.
God's commentary.
Oh, and you're so opposed to awful ideas.
God. I know what mirror is now. It's like, I mean, it'll be a hell of a ride. But what hasn't been? I mean,
Do I take a
who
point
thought
of
we'd
sanity?
end up here?
Roll
I
on the
mean,
sanity table.
Roll
I
on
might
the
start-
insanity table.
Start introducing the insanity table.
There is one. No one uses it. Everyone should use it.
There is. I've used it a lot in Out of the Abyss, but
Yeah. Let's do it. Crazy.
Aye, aye, aye.
Okay.
Crazy.
Crazy. But yes, that's where we're gonna leave it. It's like 10 minutes till Sam's lights go off and then everything. uh, but yes, thank you everyone for joining us. That was a lot of fun. If you're watching this back on the VOD or on YouTube, give us a subscribe so that you can keep up to date with what we're doing. If you are interested in watching any of the Riders Digests or getting all the maps and stuff that we have a Patreon where you can sign up and see that. Sorry, Phil, that was a left field. Not promoted that for a while. And yeah, if you want to roll, disclaimer, this is not a quote or anything. If you want to roll just as many, maybe natural 20s, you can get
a truly insane amount of natural 20s in a row.
You can get these fancy dice that we had custom made ourselves for our Kickstarter.
What's they called?
But they are called Witch's Bloom dice. They are on our website and on Etsy. You can also get them as like part of a bundle with the Ritual Spellbook and Witch class here. Doran has a soft cover, and I have a hard cover right here.
So soft. So much cover.
Shiny. But yeah, you can grab those as a bundle. All the links will be, if you're watching the VOD, all the links will be below. But yes, check them out.
Ready.
Yes. Yeah, we are going to be raiding. I read another word at the same time. Raiding Obsidia, who I believe was here earlier.
They were indeed.
Yeah, cool. So they are playing in D&D as well. So
Iron Kingdoms is they are playing. It is to do with War Machine and Hordes. It's a 5th edition. They made their own version to do with the Iron King with War Machine and Hordes tabletop game. They did their own version, but they made a 5th edition compatible version.
Makes sense.
Steampunk stuff.
Cool. Let's go and see that. Yes, Doran was holding up the Guinness bundle as well that I forgot to also.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
I know that is also on the website and on Etsy. Have a look. But yeah, let's go and do some reading. Say hi when we go over there. But yeah, we won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after, and I think we will see you on Monday for the other mess that is Chasing Shadows.
Why couldn't we be in this room and Chasing Shadows? God, that's torture, man.
That is so
I
annoying,
maintain.
isn't it?
They were trying to do the thing that you're doing. They may not have succeeded. They at least have the materials.
Come on, we have.
Oh, I've made a mess. I've made a right mess on my shit. Right, okay. Okay, cool. Yes, sorry. On my OBS. Okay, yeah. But yeah, we will see you next Monday for Chasing Shadows. Bye.
The time has come, we will rise like the sun and we'll never run. And we will fight, fight till we won. We will bite, we will smite all through the night. We'll never sleep, never rest. Put the faith to the test, the self-obsessed, self-confessed, self-professed, divinity, nobility. Your God is a fraud, so stop. We're done.